All right, let me finish setting the rest of this live stream up. Let me finish setting the rest of this up. What's going on, y'all? Oh, you hear a guy in the background? Let's see which one of these went live. Let me put a boost on here as well. See, these are the ones I don't need right here. StreamYard made 4 extra goddamn live streams. Like I need every single one of them. I haven't done a live stream for 12 hours in so long, bro, but I'm gonna try to do it tonight. That way I can build the channel back up and we can get people to actually participate in the show, and I ain't gotta be up here by myself because I cannot rely on Michi ass. Michi be too busy doing wife duty shit like she in there doing now. So the Sim God is in need of a co-host. A co-host, somebody who actually can bring value to the show. That's why I have been meeting plenty of women in Chicago, plenty of women in Milwaukee. And I'm gonna convince one of these women to come on the channel. And we might have to put a little package together for them. Maybe $1,000 every 2 weeks or something like that. Because it's almost impossible to build if you don't have people working with you. Everybody know that. We can get money off reaction videos and build like that, but to build a proper channel, you gotta have the people around you working with you. And I tell you this, one thing I know about Black people, they only work well when they pay. If they're not paid, they're not gonna work well with you. They're gonna be on bullshit. My wife be on so much bullshit, it make no sense. And I always tell her, Michi, don't come to me complaining about shit. If you ain't gonna get up and do shit, you ain't gonna be on time and take shit seriously. But one thing I learned about, again, especially when you're a Black man, is people don't take this shit seriously until you blow up. Black people never take other Black people seriously until they blow up. And then we don't need y'all no more. Once we don't need somebody, then they want to take us seriously. And I absolutely despise that shit, low key. So again, I'm looking for new people who want to be on Sim Nation. I'm talking about like real good content creators, people who actually want to make money and get some type of clout and work hard to do it. And if you're not a hard worker, if you're not interested in working hard, if you want to just blow up on YouTube on, by a fucking whim, then work by your fucking self. You know what I mean? You can be like Jazz. You feel me? Jazz, she left Simp Nation, even though she would act like she wasn't a part. She left Simp Nation. And then to make matters worse, she had about 2 weeks of doing numbers. Now she back to nobody give a fuck about her. That's just the facts. Let me put a boost on this one. Put it on 8 hours. Wonderful. I got so much work to do, y'all. Let me vent for a second. I got so much work to do. It literally make no fucking sense, bro. I myself have maybe about $9,000 of bills every month that we pay, bro. Let me show y'all this email I just got. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? Let me show y'all my email. I just got bro, my AT&T bill for 1 month is $1,800, bro. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? That's my AT&T bill for 1 month, bro. It's $2,000, bro. That's now I do got a business account and I got 11 lines on here. I got the kids got lines, my wife got a line. I got phones that I use for the tech channel. But my motherfucking what's up, Rooster? What's up, Joy? my phone bill alone is $1,800. Sometimes it's 15, whatever. But bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, I spend so much fucking money. I be meaning that shit. I swear to God, I be meaning the fuck out that shit, bro. When I be seeing dudes complaining about, you know, men don't want to pay for dates, men don't want to pay for this, men don't want to pay for this. I just be, it be blowing my mind because I pay for everything. Even when I do these live streams, I don't get paid from these live streams. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Joy and I appreciate Rooster, but I don't get paid from these live streams, bro. You feel me? I really enjoy making content because I enjoy making content. And that's why it's been so hard for me, y'all. Those who've been watching my show, y'all haven't seen me doing lives every day. Because it's hard to do this by yourself. I tried, like my wife and I on the phone right now. I told her, hey, we about to go live. We about to go live, Michi. I need you to help me build this channel, Michi. Your channel, Michi, is monetized now, but don't nobody know who the fuck you are because everybody see me on your channel. And it's frustrating when you're trying to build a business together and the people around you want to benefit from it, but don't want to pour into it. And Michi knows this. I talked to her about this a million times. Cause let one of y'all send $600 tonight. She gonna ask me for half of it. And at some point, we had to start really putting in the work, bro. It's like I told her, I don't want to hear you talk about Anton and Rita. If Anton and Rita gonna outdo us in life and make more money than us in life, then maybe we should not talk about Anton and Rita. Michi, what the fuck you doing? What you doing? What you doing, babe? I thought you were supposed to come in here. Okay. That's another thing. Is me and Michi probably got about $20,000 in bills. We take care of adults, kids, all kind of motherfuckers, bro. Let me go and get the show because it's clear I'm gonna be doing this shit by myself for at least another 2 fucking hours because Michi is busy. So let me go turn the lights on. I haven't even rolled my motherfucking blunt. I've been so fucking busy, bro. You feel me? Just even Michi was like, man, set up my stream. Come on, man. I gotta set up my stream, your stream, everybody fucking stream. Let's get started with the show, bro. Let me start with the show, bro. Let me start with the show. Yeah, Joy, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Bro, I be so like, bro, bro, it be like making more money. Sometimes, nigga, I had less stress when I was poor as hell. Nigga, I had way less stress when I was poor as hell. Making more money, now I got $20,000 in bills every fucking month, bro. Shit crazy. That shit crazy. But look, that's why despite having absolutely no help with this shit, and I mean absolutely no help, no co-host. Half of the time y'all see me up here, the reason why it's hard to get a 12-hour show done is because I be up here by my fucking self. By my fucking self. It's extremely frustrating, bro. I can't even tell you how frustrating that shit is. And then I be trying to get my computer science work done. I can't even get that shit done. I be having to choose. Do I want to go live or do I want to go out and make some fucking money? And of course, me, I'm always choosing to go out and make some money. Only reason why I ain't going to Milwaukee tonight or Chicago tonight and make some money because the nigga is tired as hell. You feel me? I'm saying tired as hell, bro. I damn near don't even want to do this live stream, but I understand YouTube. I understand the algorithm. You got to keep up with shit. So if I let this shit go by another motherfucking, yeah, Miss Drew, I'm going to school right now. Yeah. That's why I got gray hairs now, bro. I say I be stressed the fuck out. Bro. All right. Where's my Anton Daniels script? Where's my Anton Daniels script? All right. All right, guys. So Stephen A. Smith sat down with Anton Daniels, and before y'all say anything, yes, I'm talking about that Anton Daniels, the Millionaire Morning Show guy, the one that says that somebody comment sections is always wilding out, the one that says that um black culture is trash, the one that is pro MAGA, the one that's against black women. Joy said, I seen your grades popping through. Yeah, man. They popping through, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just stressful, bro. It's doing the right thing is stressful. And then trying to do the right thing is stressful. Then what's worse is you see niggas like Anton, they can get a million help. You see niggas like Tommy, Fatty, everybody. So I gotta just keep pouring into it, and then somebody along the way, just like last time, somebody gonna come and fuck with me, whether it's Prince Seller or somebody else, and we can build a platform together and start to get some money together. You feel me? But it's extremely difficult trying to do this shit by yourself, especially when the benefits benefit everybody else except yourself. That shit be so stressful, bro. But let me try to stick to the strip, roll me a blunt, to calm the fuck down, you know, and get into the fucking zone, bro, because we got content we got to do. I can't even sit and complain for 12 hours because nobody give a fuck. So again, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I went into this situation watching Stephen A. Smith and watching Anton, and really I was expecting fireworks. I was expecting them to have some type of fight, but that never happened. They never ever got into a major argument on here. And actually, I've seen a lot of conservatives holding Stephen A. Smith, I guess, accountable for siding with Jasmine Crockett, for apologizing to Jasmine Crockett, for apologizing for publicly stating that he would never vote for Trump. I expected, either Anton to walk off or for Stephen A. Smith to kick him off the show, for somebody to get ethered in the conversation, or at least one moment where Stephen A. Smith did the thing where he stood up and start pacing around, acting like he's finna fight somebody. But none of this actually happened. What we got instead was almost 2 hours of, if I'm being honest, two black men from completely different ideologies, right? Well, somewhat different ideologies, sitting across from each other and actually listening to one another, which that don't happen often. Rooster said, I believe Pastor P would show back up if you contact her. I don't think I got to contact her because I didn't contact her the first time. Rooster, I think what I have to do is lure her out if I really want her here. If I start reacting to her videos again, if I start talking about the stuff she's talking about and pop up in her algorithm, I'm sure I can lure her out. The thing is, Rooster, I'm not a full-time content creator like I was before. Before I quit my job to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was doing this shit 12 hours a day and I wasn't outside as much, I had more opportunity to actually go out and and figure out a plan to bring people in. But now I don't have that time. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I brought Coach Ken here, that wasn't me. That was Nay. Nay brought Coach Ken here. So, you know what I'm saying? It just requires a lot of help. That's all. A lot of help, a lot of strategy. That's why like when I see Sharon over there and he going through what he going through, I feel bad because I know Venus and them not gonna help him because they didn't help me like that. Those people, they just want to comment. They don't want to actually work. They just want to come in, have the streams and the shit already built, and they come in and get a motherfucking they get their opinion and they leave. They don't want to actually help you build anything. You feel me? Like I give credit to Venus for helping me build Sim Nation as far as commentary, but she wasn't helping me bring people on the show because that's not the extent of the content creator she want to be. She's not really into that. She hasn't helped Sharon. She hasn't helped her fucking self. So listen, today I'm going to be breaking down every major point from the conversation because whether you love Anton Daniels or you can't stand him, or whether you love him or you hate him, what was said in this interview deserves a real discussion. We deserve to have a conversation about it, a conversation about immigration, a conversation about um, food stamps and all the rest of that shit. That for some reason people like Stephen A. Smith and Anton want to talk about, while at the same time claim that these things don't affect them, they don't apply to them, et cetera, et cetera. Because Stephen A. Smith is rich as hell, and Anton claims to be rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? Anton claimed to be rich. Stephen A. Smith, we know for a fact, got a bag. We know for a fact he got a bag. But without further ado, let's go ahead and break it down, man. Oh shit, let me put it on. What you go? I haven't even swapped the audio out, bro. That's how fucking tired I be, bro.
You know, when I sit down and talk with people, I mean, you know, I've got requirements. I want you to be smart. I want you to be fearless in articulating your thoughts, very, very open, very candid about who you are, what you want, how you feel, and why. And to have just interesting conversation, whether we agree or disagree, or whether we're just conversing about a multitude of subjects that we want to talk about. I love talking to people like that. I want people to know that when you see a show like this, understand that it's to have a conversation, that everybody is welcomed. You know, since I started Straight Shooter.
I don't think so, Stephen A. I don't think everybody is welcome. Let me start off by giving my commentary on you, because I do have a script, but I'm going to go off script for a moment. I don't believe everybody is welcome. I haven't seen you have a conversation with Jasmine Crockett. I haven't seen you brought on, because Michelle Obama has a podcast now. I haven't seen you bring on Michelle Obama. I haven't seen you bring on Alexandria, AOC, Alexandria Cortez. I haven't seen you bring on people that will offer pushback to you. You live in a city where Zoran Mandani, a Muslim man, was just elected mayor of your city. And your response to that was, well, I bought me a house in Florida because, New York going to hell. But you was okay having Eric Adams there. You was okay having Rudy Giuliani, whatever that nigga name was, some awful mayors, bro. You was okay with that. When Rudy Giuliani, where his name was, when he was rocking with Trump, when they had that little these niggas is so much of imbeciles. They had a motherfucking meeting for Trump in the back of a fucking porn store, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those shops that sell videos and shit. They so stupid that they booked a corn store, bro. And you can go Google it. You don't got to take my word for it. But I mean, New York has always been in a very, very, very bad position because it's races out there, it's segregation out there, it's no opportunity out there. If we being frank, if we being honest, there's little to no opportunity out there, bro. That's just the facts. But let's keep going, man. Let me make sure I get everything right on StreamYard too and YouTube Studio.
That airs on SiriusXM Post Radio Channel 124 every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. And plus, I include stuff on my YouTube channel. I've had 38 guests, 19 Republicans, 19 Democrats. And along the way, I've had pundits from both sides of the aisle. Well, there's somebody that's growing in the mind's eye and needs to continue to grow, because when he speaks, he's worthy of being listened to because he's smart and he's fearless about what he has to say and how he feels and why.
And see, that's where I disagree with. I don't think Anton Daniels deserved to be listened to, Stephen A. Smith. I don't. I think that you're in a situation where you're taking advantage, and y'all taking advantage of each other, right? You taking advantage of his internet clout, and you want to be able to garner views from his people, and he want to be able to say that he connected with as many rich and famous people as possible. He want to be able to say he connected with as many rich and famous people as possible on a new level, so he can try to separate himself from niggas. And to that, I actually give Anton credit, because doing interviews with people on this level, no matter how people feel about Stephen A., no matter how people feel about motherfucking Jasmine Crockett, this is, from a YouTube perspective, success. Most people, like I said, I can't even get motherfuckers that's in my real life to come sit down and have a conversation with me consistently. And for Anton to be able to have his wife's support, to have his family support, to have Motherfuckers working at ESPN support. Again, people can say whatever they want to say about that man, but at the end of the day, he got a lot of support. Now, I don't think that he deserved to be listened to, but there's people out there that's listening to the nigga. And one thing I learned from my father, you can't go against systems until you have a system to replace that system. Same thing with Donald Trump. You can't get rid of Obamacare until you have a proper, well-rounded medical type shit prepared. And if you don't have it prepared, then you're really wasting people time, bro. You want to get rid of something without being able to replace it. It's the same thing here. It's going to be hard for us to get rid of people like Anton. It's going to be hard for us to get rid of the manosphere when we haven't created systems to go against it. That was the whole point of a Cynthia G. But now I try to tell my wife this. I try to tell Venus this. Men, we can't speak up for women all the time. We don't have the knowledge, and on top of that, when it comes from us, there's going to be a certain group of women who just don't want to hear shit we got to say. So if we don't have women out here doing the work, then voices like Anton's is going to prevail like it is now to mainstream media. Voices like Kevin Samuels is going to prevail to mainstream media. And again, niggas like Sharon Bracey is going to be the same niggas that dick suck these niggas. Let's keep it a bean. People like Jazz Noel, it's gonna be the same women that go around these niggas whenever they offer them $300. And then claim, well, I'm just doing it so I can grow. I'm just doing it so I can grow. I'm trying to tell you, I've been in this game for a long time, bro. A long time. But you know what? I just doing this. I'm just giving commentary so I don't get copyright strike. So let's keep going. I appreciate all y'all for being here, Joy and everybody else. Let's go.
You know what? He's also respectful, so long as you make sure you're respectful to him. That's my kind of brother right there. I'm looking forward to having this conversation. He is Mr.
So again, Stephen A, now I gotta attach your name to videos like, you know what I'm saying? Cause now I gotta go through all my Anton videos again. God damn, man. I'm gonna say this House of Hypocrites video for a different day. Because you're saying Anton Daniels is smart, but he's not. This is someone who talks awfully about the black community. This is the one who said fuck the children and everything. And now I'm going to have to attach Stephen A. Smith's name to all the videos that Anton did about black women, about black culture, about children, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to have to attach Anton's Daniel name and Stephen A. Smith name to these things now, unfortunately. That's just what it is, bro, because you have no business running around talking about some, Anton Daniels deserve to be heard. No, he doesn't. But y'all, and I'm gonna call you what you are now, Stephen A. Smith, out of respect, because I do respect you. I grew up as a kid watching you. But now you acting like a coon. There's no other way around it. You acting like a raccoon. It's no other. I can't use no other words, bro. I wish I could. But you know what? Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's watch the video. Let me get to some of these comments too. Joy says, when it comes to surrounding yourself with the right team, you got to make sure they are as hungry as you. That's a fact, bro. That's real, bro. That's a real fact. Miss Mendez says, DL, he might have support, but he doesn't support anyone but himself. We didn't even know his brothers have a whole podcast. They asked him to come on the show, and he said no. Yeah, his brothers got a podcast because everybody want to get money in this shit. They see him getting money. They see him buying, you know what I'm saying, Lincoln Navigators and shit. And they know, bro. They know he not smart. They know he actually didn't graduate from Cass Tech. They know that he never graduated from college. He just got lucky. He got lucky, and then he became consistent. Anton, because I follow all the Anton channels just so I can keep up with everything the nigga doing and copy it. I'm being honest with y'all. He did a video about bonnets recently. Women shouldn't wear bonnets. Women shouldn't. So as long as there's a group of men that's willing to pay Anton to talk about how they hate women and what women should be doing, he gonna always get money. The same way, as long as niggas always smoke weed, my people always gonna get money. We always gonna get paid. This becomes about supply and demand. He's supplying incels with hope. He's supplying incels with Oh yeah, we can't say it to these black bitches, and we don't have a platform. Nobody gonna hear us when we tell these black bitches not to go to the airport with no do rag on or no binder on, but they don't listen to Anton. That's the kind of world we live in now, bro. This is the world we live in now, bro. Let's keep going though, man. I want y'all to actually hear this shit.
Anton Daniels, based out of Detroit. He's doing big things, big time things. He's got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube as well. And I have no doubt that that's going to continue to grow. The brother's special to listen to. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him for the very, very first time. Right here on Straight Shooter with yours truly, the one and only.
That goes to show me, Stephen A. Smith, that you don't take politics serious either, because why are you talking to someone who has zero experience in politics? Why are you talking to someone who hasn't done nothing for the city of Detroit? You claim that Anton is from Detroit, but he's not from Detroit. He's actually from Waterford, Michigan. Let's stop playing. His family live all the way in Waterford, Michigan to this day. But y'all make excuses for these people, bro. And that's why, listen, as much as I love doing YouTube and giving commentary, sometimes I hate this shit, bro. Sometimes I just want to step away from this shit because, for one, when you try and do the right thing, you trying to do right by black people, actually, you know what I'm saying? I came into the game talking about black women health disparities, black men health disparities, mental health. We came in the game talking about reparations and all the rest of this shit. And when you see niggas that are like Anton, that, you know, garners more support in the black community than people doing the right thing, I just be like, fuck it. I'd be like, fuck it. I ain't gonna lie. These days, I'd be like, fuck it. I want to, fuck it. Let Freezy and House of Hypocrites bum ass go up against these niggas who are going to do stuff that is detrimental to the black community. Because y'all don't understand how detrimental this is. Y'all don't understand. Like I told my wife, if you're not willing to come up here and actually do shows and be consistent, then don't complain when niggas vote for Trump and they take away women's rights to have abortions and all the rest of that shit. Because when while y'all sitting on y'all ass and playing games about this shit, these motherfuckers is doing streams. Motherfucking Donald Trump did a stream with every motherfucker he could find, from Aiden Ross to Mr. Beast, you name it. Motherfuckers doing videos with everybody. And they spreading propaganda that women shouldn't be allowed to have their rights. And what the fuck are y'all doing about it? Sitting down, not doing videos, not doing shit to go against it.
Anton Daniels, up next. My guest is a Detroit-based YouTuber, business coach, and internet personality with more than 1 million subscribers across his social media platforms, known for his pop culture and conservative viewpoints. Please welcome for the first time to Straight Shooter, the one and only Anton Daniels. What's up, big time? How are you, man? How's everything?
What's going on, Mr. Smith? How you doing?
Man, please, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. I've been looking forward to talking to you or whatever. First of all, here's what I want to do, because I respect where you're coming from. Even when you get on me, I'm going like, damn, you got a good point. You got a good point. It's no big, it's all love, brother. I'm good with it. Let me ask you this question. How would you describe yourself, particularly in this day and age? Are you a conservative? Or are you just a YouTuber? Are you a podcast? What would you say? What do you want the world to know you believe you are?
I wouldn't define myself as a conservative first. I would define myself as a saint first.
A
right?
saint?
A saint, right? And it's a difference between a Christian and a saint. A saint is a person.
This nigga Anton said he believes he is a saint. Now I want y'all to listen to this man and listen to how and why he believes he's a Christian, because even amongst Christians, he believes that he's superior. He believes, and I don't think he actually believes this, but he's going to tell everyone, hey, I'm a saint. The rest of y'all are Christians. I actually do what it takes. I actually uphold the Bible. I actually uphold Christianity. And we know that's not true, whether you watch my channel, whether you watch Freezy channel, whether you watch House of Hypocrites channel, or any other nigga channel that's out here commenting on Anton's marriage. Anton is not a saint. Anton is not a Christian. But I'm gonna let y'all hear this. This nigga said, I'm a saint before I'm a Christian, a saint. Lord have mercy.
What would you say? What do you want the world to know you believe you are?
I wouldn't define myself as a conservative first. I would define myself as a saint first.
A
right?
saint?
A saint, right? And it's a difference between a Christian and a saint. A saint is a person that believes every word in the word, right? We don't differentiate. We don't pick and choose which part of the Bible we believe. Even if I'm not perfect or I'm not doing everything right, I define myself by my belief in God. That's first, above all. And then everything else comes after that, right?
So the problem with that, right, is you can't define yourself as a saint and you walking around saying shit like this. Cause now, like I said, Stephen A, we're gonna have to attach your name to some grimy shit. We're gonna have to attach your name to this saint that you're interviewing, talking about how it's okay to fuck over women. Let's go ahead and play it now.
Ask y'all to bring money to the table. We don't ask y'all to support us. We don't ask shit from y'all. All we are is behind the 8 ball because we continue to subject ourselves to the very person that we lay next to is really our enemy because they won't even be honest with what it is that they bring into the table. You bring in lies, deceits, irresponsibility, and you're looking to get saved and you're looking to retire. All they do is use us. They don't actually add value. You want to know what's really wrong with the black community? Is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than a white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the black community because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that all said and done and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that hoe out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Throw that hoe out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Get a whole new group of women and then fix the community that way.
So Stephen A, why didn't that come up in y'all interview? Let me go it again. Because Truckin said, what did he say?
Black community.
I got you, Truckin.
Because
I got you. I got this time, son. This is my favorite Anton video. This is the one I always go back to.
Ask y'all to do nothing for us. We don't ask y'all to bring money to the table. We don't ask y'all to support us. We don't ask shit from y'all.
Now men don't ask women to bring money to the table. Lord have mercy.
All we are is behind the 8 ball because we continue to subject ourselves to the very person that we lay next to is really our enemy because they won't even be honest with what it is that they bring into the table. You bring in lies, deceits, irresponsibility, and you're looking to get saved and you're looking to retire. All they do is use us. They don't actually add value. You want to know what's really wrong with the black community? Is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than a white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the black community because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that hoe out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Get a whole new group of women and then fix the community that way.
So Stephen A, when I hear you talking about, you know, what kind of community Anton is and how smart he is, I'm assuming that's what you want to co-op. You okay with that? I'm assuming you're okay with that. I'm assuming you're okay with that. I'm assuming that you understand that this is how Anton Daniels speak. I'm assuming that you understand that Anton Daniels is one of those individuals that is okay with talking about black people this way. And again, I, Stephen A. Smith, find it interesting that you claim that you are doing what's best for us, while at the same time, why didn't you bring on Jasmine Crockett? Why are you having a conversation with Anton Daniels, but not Jasmine Crockett? Make that make sense. You are skipping the opportunity to have a conversation with a congresswoman, but we're going to hear you talk to Anton Daniels about fixing the community. Okay. Because Taz asked about this video too earlier, so I sent it to him. He said, Anton talked to Stephen A. Smith. I said, yeah. Go ahead and do what you do, GOAT. Because he probably going to take 4 weeks breaking that fucking video down. If not longer, I'm being very gracious. He probably going to take about 2 months because he said he's going to be on Anton ass the rest of the year. And every single day, he's made an Anton video. The same way he did about Prince Stella about 2 years ago. So good luck, Stephen A.
So I am conservative, which I used to be Democrat. I'm not going to say liberal, but I am a Republican. I'm a conservative Republican. I've been married since I was 22 years old. So I've been married for the better part of 22 years.
And the thing about that is that don't even have no, like, that don't matter on Stephen A. show. Stephen A. is a 2-time baby daddy, right? Stephen A. Smith is a 2-time baby daddy. So marriage, I don't understand how Stephen A. Smith is calling himself a conservative when you do the same thing that the left do. Stephen A., you're a baby daddy. You made two women baby mamas, and you didn't marry either one of them. Oh, you think I'm lying? Let's take a little quick pause from this, right, Stephen A.? Let's go to you speaking on a different interview when you spoke to Graham Bensinger. And shout out to Graham for being a good old white boy and getting y'all niggas to talk about nigga shit. Oh man, Stephen A., you want to talk about how you had women out of wedlock and children out of wedlock? Because that's not what we do over here in the conservative. I'm married and I'm white and my children are white and my wife is white and we're married. What have you been doing, nigga? Oh, let's hear what Stephen A. said.
50s, I've been to the circus. But when you in your 20s and 30s, you ain't thinking like that. You're like, oh no.
Why do you say you wish you would have had kids earlier?
I would have been younger. I wouldn't have been so tired from following them around and running around and stuff like that. Do you know?
You haven't been following your kids and running around, Stephen A. You think we don't know your career? Everybody at ESPN make jokes about how they send you everywhere. Everywhere. You probably working right now. While I'm recording this video, you probably working right now, Stephen A. They send you to every football game, every basketball game, NCAA games. You commenting on the motherfucking championships, Super Bowl games. You're everywhere. You don't have time to be following everybody around. You know what's crazy, Stephen A.? I was in East Lansing the same time your daughter went to Michigan State. We didn't see you once. We didn't see you when Michigan State beat Duke, who had a star player in Zion Williamson. You wasn't there. Your daughter was there, but you wasn't there. You want to act like you participate in their lives. The last time I saw you with your daughter publicly was on ESPN. And I'm going to get to that too. Nepotism, LeBron James, Bronny James, your daughter, how they all correlate. Let's hear a little bit more of this.
That this is about 3-4 years ago. Do you know what my daughters did to me? We want to go to Disney World for 3 days in 100-degree weather. And for 7 hours each day, they had me in there. I am a black man. You might have thought I was purple after they got, I was roasting out there in 100-degree weather. They made me get on every.
So when ESPN send you to Alabama A&M and it's 100 fucking degrees and they playing football, do you complain wearing a fucking suit and tie? Sweating your ass off? When LeBron was playing in Miami, you said that Miami was your favorite place, going to South Beach. Let me see how hot it is in Miami right now. Right now, at nighttime, it's damn near 80 degrees down there. You love being down there where it's hot. Now you got a problem with it? I'm going to show more videos, right? Of Stephen A. flirting with a Mexican woman somewhere where it was very hot with a suit on. Stop this.
Ride. And they milked those 21 hours with me outside to the second. Not
the fact that you're counting 21 hours with your kids is diabolical. And the fact that your kids will have to milk 20 hours out of you is crazy. I was very disappointed watching this interview as a fan of yours, Stephen A. I don't think you understand. Maybe Anton just wanted to use you, but I genuinely respect you and I have followed you since you was covering Allen Iverson, since I was in my adolescence. That's a fact. Way before Max Kellerman and everybody else and fucking Skip Bayless and all that shit, bro. When you was doing Quite Frankly. So my wife don't even know about that show. When you was doing Quite Frankly, I was watching. I remember when Kobe Bryant scored 81 points and Stephen A. Smith broke the story. Come on, man.
Minute, not hour, the second. We were out there for the full 21 hours. They gave me no breaks. And that's just the way it was. So they pull rank now, and they do that all the time.
Would you ever have more kids?
No, never. It's over.
I watched that interview you did with ABC recently.
Yeah.
And you said your biggest regret is having not gotten married.
Yeah.
What?
Because I had children out of wedlock, and it was the only thing that my mother was ever ashamed of me about.
That's the only reason why? Because your mom? You come over here, babe. You good. So the only reason why you regret it is because your mom.
Yeah, not because I wanted to give my children an actual
Here, let
home.
me turn this on you.
Not because I want to give my children an actual home. Not because I want my children to have a mother and father to come home to. Not because I want my children to be able to see a marriage that actually works, where parents, work as a unit together for the betterment of the family. Not because of any of those reasons. Not because I have two girls and I want my girls to understand that there are good men out here in the world. Their father is one. Like, not any of that. Just because your mama. So disappointing. Y'all disappoint me every time.
Brittany, not because mommy was mad at me. Yep. That's the only reason why, Brittany. The only reason why. I'm saying I can say a lot of stuff about me having multiple kids, about multiple women, but the only reason why Darrel Long don't give a fuck is because my mama don't give a fuck. What, nigga?
Only reason why you want to give a fuck.
Only reason why because my mama cared, bro. That's crazy, bro. But you see what I'm saying? I've been spending days on this because I ain't even wanna diss Stephen A. Because it's Stephen A. Dog. Say it in the baby voice, exactly. Hey, come on, bro. Fuck is you doing, Stephen A? But I'm gonna play a little bit more before we get back to Anton.
She was very, very ashamed of me because my mother was a religious woman. She loved the Lord, and she didn't play that. And she knew it was going to be a tremendous load on my shoulders, a tremendous responsibility. And she was like, you've made smart decisions all your life. How could you slip up and do this? And, Mom, I just did. There's no way around it. And,
you was getting too much money. You was getting too much pussy. There's something that even Monique did jokes about. Let me see if I can find that. Even Monique said, little motherfucker like Stephen A getting way too much money. Way too much money. They paying that nigga to just talk online. And then the nigga talking about people like Jasmine Crockett. Right? I'm going to find that real quick. I'm going to find that in a second. Because Monique, she spoke about Stephen A. Smith so much that Stephen A. Smith had to do a reaction to her sitting at Club Shay Shay. She don't like that nigga, Stephen A. I don't know if y'all know, but Monique got major beef with that nigga. She been saying that nigga was a coon. She did. I'm going to go find a video. Brittany says, no, for the show. It would have been funny if you said my comment in a little kid voice. Cause mommy was mad at me. Oh, cause mommy was mad at me. Yeah, that shit crazy. Shout out to my guy Trucker Yield. I'm gonna get that dude with a wrench over there. Trucker Yield said, that is weird now. What up, big dog? Yeah, bro. It's like, oh, and Brittany said hi. Brittany said hi to you.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, love.
I'm disappointed in Stephen A. Smith, bro, because I've been rocking with him for a long time. So to see him, you know what I'm saying, talk to niggas like Anton about politics, and with all due respect to both of them niggas uneducated when it comes to politics. Both of them niggas don't have no experience when it comes to politics. So I'm just wondering why the fuck y'all niggas talking about politics, bro? And then to talk to this man and not talk to Jasmine Crockett, to me, that's where you fucked up, Stephen A. You've been dissing black women and then you bring this nigga on? Bro, it's like you don't want to get along with black women. Let me keep going, man.
I'm a father. And then more importantly, I'm a bag chaser. So I'm always going to do the thing that adds value into people's lives, and I expect to be fairly compensated as a result of it.
When you decided to support Trump in 2020,
Here we go.
What was it about the MAGA movement that made you support it? Was it the fact that you are, as you described, or was there something different transpiring in 2024 that you saw compelled you to gravitate towards that?
Well, the first thing is I felt like the election was stolen from him in 2020. There's no way that anybody can convince me that Joe Biden is the most popular president of all time and he got over.
Come on, bro.
I've never heard of Joe Biden being the most popular president of all time. I've never heard of that.
Well, that claim came from how many people voted for him. More people came out to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris than ever.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
Okay, that still doesn't make him the most popular of all time. It just meant that he got the most votes so far as presidents that we have right now. Because I mean, he's the most popular. I would think him is, I don't know.
Trucker, yeah, let me know what channel you at so I can give you that wrench. Just so I can give you that wrench, because I see Brittany in the chat right now. I don't see you in this particular chat. I'm streaming to like 5 channels.
And just because you don't believe something doesn't mean it's not true. The numbers were there. You have facts. So instead of you just accepting it and being like, dang, I really didn't believe that, but I guess it is what it is, you know, but you're lying.
You want to know a fact, babe? Trump lost 2 elections in a row. He's the first president to lose, because a lot of people that lose 2 elections in a row, they don't become president. That's why it's crazy to say it like that. He's the first, in 2016, he lost against Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah,
he lost the popular vote, right?
Yeah.
They made him president through the electoral college process. And then in the next election against Joe Biden and Kamala, he lost. He lost 2 elections in a row. The only election he won was this recent election.
Yeah.
And yeah, Trucker Hill said, yeah, bro. He said, what the hell? Anton on Stephen A. show? Yes, sir. After Corey Holcomb, after Mika, after House of Hypocrites, after Freezy, Anton is still ascending. That's the one thing I would give Anton credit on. It doesn't matter if I do videos on him. It doesn't matter who do videos on him. He's still going to ascend. And that's all I try to tell Freezy and House of Hypocrites. What are y'all really going to bring out? Because if y'all bring out shit that I brought out 5 years ago, I'm trying to tell y'all, people don't care about that shit. People don't care if Anton cheating on Rita. People don't care if you're talking about black women. People don't care if you're talking about black culture. What are y'all going to do to actually make his actual audience betray him? Because the way I look at it, his shit is real buttoned up now. 4 or 5 years ago, we had a really good chance to stick the knife in there and drive it home. Today, that nigga got so much armor on, you will have to be so fucking good to get to this nigga. Yeah, Brittany. And shout out to Brittany B. I mean, if you don't know who the fuck she is, then you probably shouldn't be talking about Anton. But nothing, I'm not stopping Anton. Freezy not stopping Anton. Fucking House of Hypocrites for certain not stopping Anton. The only thing that's gonna stop Anton is himself. And Brittany, I said this before, and I hope Anton listening. After the Mika situation, even though me and Anton don't get along, I don't want to see him get Shannon Sharped. I don't want to see him accrue all this money and wealth only for some bitch to come along and take half of his wealth like they did Shannon Sharp. I believe he's too smart for that. But at the same time, he take a lot of chances like he did with that Mika shit. And he the type of nigga, Brittany, you and I know him better than anybody else in this chat. He gonna do whatever for content. And I hope that shit don't backfire. That's all I hope one day. It don't backfire on him. Whether it's violence or somebody take his money. Because he make a lot of enemies too. Brittany said they even tried to go, they even tried to go to their brother's channel and make it like they was gonna say something, and then the brothers cleared the air today. So yeah, I know about that. So you know what I'm saying? The brothers talked about how Anton hasn't came to the show, but they don't really get no beef. I haven't really seen the videos. I'm paraphrasing, right? For the record. On the record. I haven't seen it. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, his brother has their own podcast. I've known about the brothers for years, and you know it's not popping like Anton's, but I mean, it is what it is. They don't put the work in for niggas, because niggas gonna say, well, he don't support his family. Anton Brothers channel is not popping like his because they have not put the work in for as long as he has. Maybe they putting that work in now for the last 6 months, but they not putting the work in. They're not doing shock jock content. I went over there, them some old ass boring niggas. Anton is a lot of things, but he's not boring. That's the reason why we do the reactions. That's the reason why he get people pissed at him. It's not boring. Them old niggas, they boring as hell. Brittany, put the link in the chat for me, please. Because Yeah, put the link in the chat, and I'll review that shit tonight because I had a nap, so I'm gonna be up for a while.
81 million votes. I'm not going for it. The second thing is that I start to take a deeper look at my own life, right? Because especially as Black people in the community, we taught to automatically vote Democrat regardless because we Black, right?
Yeah.
But when I started,
Was you taught that to automatically vote Democrat? I wasn't taught that.
I wasn't taught that either.
I wasn't taught to automatically automatically vote Democrat. I think that's maybe other niggas experienced that, but I never experienced
that's like
that.
More of a what generation would that be? Not the silent, not the baby boomers. Who's after them?
Like the niggas that grew up in the 80s,
yeah,
early
like
90s type niggas.
Yeah, that's them. I've never taught that.
Because Anton older than both of us.
Yeah,
in the 90s, my mama would my mom and dad didn't give a fuck about politics. They was like, neither one of them fuck with us. That's what I was taught. I was taught that neither side fuck with Black people. And if you really even get into that shit, just know that you're gonna be going to bed with somebody who more than likely is only, you know what I'm saying, care about themselves. We grew up in Detroit. You think when we voted for Kwame Kilpatrick, we thought that Detroit was gonna become fucking New York City? These people don't care about us. Kwame was stealing from Detroit. They had that allegedly had that stripper killed. Her daughter is still speaking about that shit to this day. Tamara Green's daughter. And then Donald Trump pardoned him. A fucking criminal pardoned another criminal. That's the world we live in.
Yeah. I wasn't taught that.
So I wasn't taught to automatically just go place a vote for Democrats.
Yeah.
Me, my wife, no, I don't give a fuck about Biden or I don't give a fuck about Trump. Both of them niggas hoes to me. If it was me, I would have put Kamala Harris on the ballot with Stacey Abrams. To me, Stacey Abrams is the best Black politician in the last 15 years, outside of Barack Obama. And I wish a nigga would try to argue with me on that shit. But you know how long her fucking resume is, Stacey Abrams?
Yeah.
Man, she done did every fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, I just saw this because I thought Brittany dropped the video. Brittany said the oldest video is a year ago, so everything takes time to grow. Yeah, dog, them niggas channel is young. You know what I'm saying? Like if they was there, Brittany doing the Kevin Samuels time, man, them niggas probably be popping. What is it? She said Stacey Adams. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Stacey Adams.
Hey, niggas be getting
Abrams.
Niggas be getting crispy in Detroit. You feel me? Hey, Stacey Adams, that shit though. Stacey Abrams, shit, whatever. No. Whatever.
To deep dive into the things that Democrats stood for, it wasn't the fact that Republicans or Trump or MAGA first got my attention. The first thing that got my attention is the things that I didn't align with the party that I had been voting for based off of what my family told me to do, right? I don't believe in men and women's bathrooms. I don't believe in, a lot of the stuff, my dollars going to the federal government and letting them manage my money more than I can. I believe in smaller government. I believe in spirituality. I believe in a lot of the things. And so when I started to figure out, what are we doing? Why am I voting this way? I started to explore, what about Trump didn't I like? And I realized that it was more propaganda that was fed to me and that, he was supposedly be racist and all of this stuff. And then I started to evaluate every other president that came before him.
Trump a racist, bro.
I mean, I don't understand why y'all don't see that.
Like, bro, let me tell you how genuine we are in this household. But how many times did me and you get into it about that nigga Trump?
A lot.
We get into about that nigga Trump all the time because I always tell niggas, like, if you got that one homie, remember we was watching The Wire? I put you up on The Wire, real Baltimore shit. Shout out to Brittany, Baltimore. But my wife never watched The Wire, so I put her on The Wire, right? First episode, the little homie, you know what I'm saying, got taken out because he was on a dice game, always taking. Remember, he was talking to the cop. He said that nigga always take the dice. He always take the cash and run. But that's what he do. He didn't deserve to get murdered. Same thing with Trump. Trump, he the type of nigga, he always gonna lie. Yeah. He always gonna do some racist shit. Yeah. He always gonna do some misogynistic shit. He always gonna go against gay people. Yeah. That's who that nigga is. So if you around that nigga, you gotta know type of nigga he is. To say he not racist, yes he is, bro. But if you want to be around that nigga, go be around that nigga. Right. But don't say that he not what he is. Yeah. Look at my little African American over there. Look at my little African American. Pointing to you, bro. Pointing to the niggas. You feel me? Right. Remember when I first back in 2016, he had a rally, and I can pull up the audio, but he was like, back in the day, the police treated him way worse. They used to walk out of here on stretchers. Remember he said that shit? On stretchers, bro. He was inciting violence and disguising it as protection in coalition with police officers. Yeah, I'm the party that's for police. I'm the party that's for order. I'm the party that's for peace. And part of that peace is making sure that nobody go against our officers, ICE agents, etc., etc. It don't matter if you niggas are Renee Nicole Good. Because I remember I know niggas forget names quick. We live in an era where shit just drown away. But let's not forget, a woman died in Minneapolis about 3 months ago. Just for trying to make a right turn that they claim that she was trying to harm a fucking agent. And President Trump completely backed the fuck away from saying, hey, you know what? We need to hold that agent accountable. Instead, the agent kept their fucking job. Oh, and was paid because allegedly he got his ribs broken in the fucking situation. Despite everybody saying, oh, look at the tire. The tire was turned motherfucking right. But again, this is who Stephen A. Smith chooses to platform, and he has a right to do that. But we have a right to criticize him and say, you're talking to somebody who said, fuck those black children, throw them in a bath order, and we got the clips. And now we're going to have to associate your name with that type of rhetoric because apparently you support Anton Daniels and his rhetoric and said he deserves to be listened to. He's a very intelligent man. So enjoy the next rest of the year, bro. We're going to be on your ass all year. And I'm going to make sure I get this to Jasmine Crockett. I'm going to make sure I'm going to do 3-minute videos, Stephen A. Smith. I'm telling you right now. 3-minute videos with your face and Anton. I'm going to play everything he said that was bad. In this clip 1, clip 2, I'm going to send every single one of them to Jasmine Crockett. So when the time comes, she is armed with the knowledge of what the fuck you have been doing out here. I'm going to do that for the free.
And I realized that he's just a quote unquote straight shooter, right? I mean, he just tells it like it is, regardless of whether you agree with him or not. And most of the things that he said, I aligned with.
You know, one of the things I want to push back on you on this notion about the 2020 election from this perspective. I believe that the election was legit, but not for the reasons one would think. I totally agree with you. I don't believe anywhere in hell 81 million people wanted Joe Biden to be president. But
you don't believe that 81 million people voted for Joe Biden? Well, guess what? I fucking hate Joe Biden too. I hate Hunter Biden. I think all of them are trash, the whole Biden family. But guess what? What I think don't change reality, motherfucker. 81 million people voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
That's just what it is.
That's what happened, bro.
That's it.
That's what happened, bro. The nigga had Obama backing him. Obama. It was over. Y'all niggas lost. Y'all underestimated how much motherfucking power Obama had. Then Kamala Harris, who was running for the fucking Democratic nominee as well, she decided to go with the under ticket. Now everybody who was gonna vote for her voted for her still. Y'all lost, bro. Nobody wanted to see Mike Pence back in office, bro. We haven't heard from Pence in years, bro. That nigga don't even want nothing to do with y'all niggas, bro.
Yeah, we ain't heard from him in years. He literally like
that nigga got the fuck on.
Yeah, it's almost like
that nigga a ghost right now. When last time you saw an interview, anything? He not talking about the Epstein shit. He not talking about Steve Bannon. None of them niggas.
It makes you think like he knows something. He's just like, nah. He figured like how they work there when you at the top like that. He said no. He disappeared. Him and his family.
Man, shout out to Indiana. I like Indiana. It's kind of boring out there. Ain't shit to do, but
I mean, there's stuff.
It's cool.
I have family live in Indianapolis and around it.
Yeah, I be in South Hammond when I be, you know what I'm saying, going through Chicago. South Hammond is real cool. It's kind of ghetto down that bitch.
Ghetto is right. I'm sorry, Hammond. I don't mean to talk about it like that, but y'all infrastructure isn't that great. It hasn't been that great in years. And no, the Bears will not be moving. So y'all can let that go.
Yeah, they trying to take the Bears from Chicago.
The Bears not going anywhere.
The Bears move to Indiana. I'm done with them niggas.
Oh yeah, it's over.
I'm done with them niggas.
Indianapolis is a big city, and around it are counties and towns and stuff like that. So I have a lot of family there. So it's stuff to do there.
Brittany, you be in Indiana? That's crazy. Indiana, man, I don't know. It's It's different around that bitch.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard life around that motherfucker.
Indianapolis.
It's hard life around that motherfucker. Like I said, I be in South Hampton. It should be crazy.
I do believe 81 million people wanted anybody but Donald Trump. So because of that, it makes it because of that, it made it believable in terms of chaos, how much noise was being made. You know how people were like, you got people celebrating in the streets like, oh my God, we're finally free. You saw how exaggerative and how extra folks were when Trump was put out of office. So I'm saying that to me was emblematic of a large.
It was an exaggeration, Stephen A. Cause I heard you say women were saying that people were saying that they are free. That's how it felt. It felt like they had an opportunity to go against Roe v. Wade. They had an opportunity to gain their rights back. They had an opportunity to have a stable president representing our country. To some people, Donald Trump still represents a PDF file, a 34-time convicted felon who twice impeached. And most people in America can't get a job with 2 felonies. You understand me? So no matter what y'all say or how y'all feel about him, people have their own perceptions, their own eyes to actually criticize him in a way that is fair as well. At the end of the day, we didn't want him in office. I would never vote for Donald Trump. Never. I would put my own fucking name in the ballot if I vote for Donald Trump. I would never in a million years. And what's crazy about it too is you would go on later on to tell Anton that you would never vote for Donald Trump. But you steady always sticking up for Donald Trump. Oh, damn, Brittany. She said, damn. What, nigga? I live in Fort Wayne. Are you high? I literally work at the plant. Damn, bro. I be forgetting. I always be acting like Brittany live in Baltimore. Fuck do I be? My bad, Brittany.
Forgive him, Brittany.
Forgive me, my nigga. My bad. How far is Fort Wayne from us?
I don't know, but Indianapolis is like a far. Well, from us right here, from the city of Chicago.
Yeah, like
it's like a 2.5 hour.
Say shit, motherfucking.
From us, it's probably like a 5 hour.
Yeah, we
live north.
Let me see. Oh yeah, hold on, I just saw it.
Yeah.
No, it's a 4 hour drive, so it's like driving. Yeah. Remember I drove down to Illinois University. That shit was about 4 hours too. Down in
Illinois, baby.
University of Illinois, whatever. It's all the same.
Illinois. Don't add an S on it.
Illinois.
No, it's just Illinois.
Fuck out of here, man.
We don't know one from. That's how we know you're not from here. You say that, they're like, where you from?
That's how we know y'all niggas don't take education seriously.
Are you kidding me? We got some of the best college. We got Northwestern University. You better stop playing with us.
Michigan State and University of Michigan is better than any school y'all got here in this state.
Northwestern, I don't think so.
Michigan State and University of Michigan is better than any school y'all got here.
Wrong. This is whatever.
And the Pistons better than the Bulls.
Now you just delusional and daydreaming.
Y'all niggas haven't been good since Jordan.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about schools.
And the White Sox trash too. Y'all only got the Cubs.
Oh, I'm not a baseball fan.
I'm just speaking facts.
I'm just. What teams do y'all have?
Nigga, Pistons going crazy. The Red Wings got heli championships in hockey. The Tigers be going crazy. We won the World Series a few years ago. Pistons number 1 in the NBA right now.
Don't talk about my city like we ain't got nothing going on here. Stop it.
I mean, y'all got a lot of food, a lot of shit.
No, we have more than just food.
Brittany says y'all drive slow if y'all take 4 hours from Chicago. Damn. No,
from what we are.
We an hour north of Chicago.
Yeah, we're a little bit over an hour. So from us.
We out here in the burbs.
Yeah. So where we are. But that's why I said if you were in the city, it wouldn't take that long. Probably would take you 2 hours or something.
Yeah, from exactly where we are.
From where we are.
It says 3 hours, 57 minutes. Now, of course, we probably gonna be cruising. If my wife driving, we be there in 3 hours. But she a demon. That's why I just drive. She burn all the gas and shit out the truck and shit.
I don't be burning.
Yes, the fuck she do. She be driving 85 in a 70.
I do not be 85 seconds. Darrel is just exaggerating.
Bro. All right, man. Let's
I may go 10 over.
All right. 10 over. That's 80.
No, but you have to remember our speed limits are like 65.
That's what I'm saying. I know that
certain spots is 55 and certain spots is 50.
Let's finish the show. I don't even want to embarrass you. You be speeding and shit. Speeding like a motherfucker. That's why I gotta get you new tires for the Mazda.
I gotta get new tires.
I know.
It's a sports car.
I do 99 and 70. That's not cool. See, I remember I told you I got hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
So I'd be weary of niggas going crazy on the road. What's wrong with these niggas?
Girl fall back.
Y'all,
Here in Chicago, yeah, they be doing a lot on the street.
Man, y'all niggas demons, cause I just, I'm a speed limit chill nigga until I gotta get somewhere. I do speed when I need to, but man, 99 and the 70 is crazy.
It's easy.
Brittany, we love you. Please slow the fuck down. It takes me an hour to get to Nap. Exit 299 to 200, 1 hour. Damn. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about tires. Y'all don't give a fuck about miles per gallon. All that's impacted by speed. I be trying to tell Michi. See, I get 30 miles a gallon. That shit say 55. I go to motherfucking what's that shit called? Cruise control. Turn that shit on 55. I'm gone. Shit, I'm rolling a blunt. Look at Nay ass. Co-signing this shit. Facts on the highway. I'm flooring the pedal. Motherfucker.
That's true.
All right, man. All right. Y'all some rich ass niggas. Y'all can afford to blow gas like that. What you driving, Brittany? I know Nate got a truck. You got a truck too? Man, y'all crazy, man. Am I talking poor talk right now? Y'all just get more money than me then. Fuck it. Let me keep going.
Portion of America saying we wanted a break from all of that noise. That's why I believe the election was legitimate.
But okay, Stephen A. So let me push back at you a little bit.
Sure.
Why are Democrats so against voter ID?
Well, hold on. We ain't got to, me and you align with that. It don't make no. I'm not supporting. Listen, you got to have an ID for everything. They ain't,
right.
I'm with you with that. I mean, I do think it was ridiculous, but I also pay attention to Senator Fetterman, who's been supported for the most part of the Republicans. When Fetterman said, quote, he said certain things about the SAFE Act are a bit extra. Yeah, you essentially got to have a passport, and it is more difficult to get ID, under these restrictions that they're putting out there than it was before. So I do believe that, but that doesn't mean that both sides can't come together and resolve that in a damn day. And for one, I didn't know that Democrats were against voter ID. Is that something that Democrats are talking about?
No, Democrats are not against voter ID. Because they're talking about the SAVE Act.
Okay, now so your hubby got the truck, you got the Malibu. Okay. That's why niggas speeding. See, Brittany got the XT5 and she got the Mercedes CLA, speeding in both of them bitches. Tearing up the motherfucking engine. Tearing up the motherfucking car. That's why your windshield cracked too.
That's not what happened.
What happened then?
You know how stuff be on the freeway when stuff like be pop. I was a rainy night and something hit my window driving home.
Probably because you was driving fast as hell
in the rain. Are you crazy? In the rain out here?
Was you doing speed limit exactly?
Yeah, you do below the speed limit here in Illinois because it comes down so bad. Everybody knows to reduce speed. Yeah, because it be accidents. That's dangerous.
I don't know. I don't believe you, but okay. I done been with you in the car.
No, I freak out in the rain. I hate when it rains
here. Okay. So Nate want the link. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Look. Brittany said her windshield cracked too. Quite interesting how both of y'all speeders. You know who windshield not cracked? The Palisade.
That's not my fault though. Something was on the road and I just told you it was raining. It hit my window. Literally.
Right.
I know they said it's gonna cost $500 to drive. I call it. It's gonna cost $500.
So you know how much it costs speed to slow down? It don't cost $500 to slow down. But it costs $500 to replace that windshield. And it's probably gonna be more because they got the little thing that's attached to it. The little digital shit. Yeah. I forgot about that. That shit gonna be like a band.
Because they said they have to read.
What's up, Nay?
You shut up. You leave us alone in our driving. We floored, okay? I have a lead foot. I'm trying to get where I'm trying to get to. Okay? You leave us alone. All right? I haven't got a speeding ticket yet. Now what?
Bringing some crack from moving so fast in the wind. And no, the rocks be coming up from y'all tires and shit, and from
No,
the other people tires.
nobody want to hear that, Darrel.
All right.
Darrel,
But I don't
relax.
know.
Darrel,
Okay.
that's a real thing.
Look, actually wanted to comment from the voter ID's perspective.
All right, go ahead, Nay.
Democratic Party is not against voter ID. Voter ID is actually free, but it's the way they're trying to get people to accommodate or accumulate, get the voter ID. You have to present, of course, you have to have like a driver's license, birth certificate, but now they're requiring people in order for you to require a voter ID, you have to show a passport. How many Americans have passports to prove that they're American citizens?
I
Not
think
too
I
many,
think I
right?
think I think
No,
I think
It's
most
not
most
too many
people.
people.
most
Not too many
American
people.
average
Most
American does not have
Americans
a
do
passport.
not have
Okay, so I was about to fuck up.
passports.
So most people don't have a passport.
Most people do not have a passport.
Mine's
No,
expired, but I have one.
Most people don't have.
it does not matter if it's expired. They're not gonna take it. It has to be a
Yeah, because you remember
present.
what happened when I went to Canada? They was on our ass.
Yeah.
hmm I said so. If a voter ID is free, and most places actually give you a voter ID for free as long as you have your birth certificate valid, but driver's license or identification card. In some cases, passport. But that's if you're a naturalized citizen. In order for you to vote, you can do it anywhere. You can go to the DMV and get a free via voter ID. So the way they're asking people to acquire that voter ID is now they're saying that American citizens must either have a birth certificate, in which a lot of people don't really have a birth certificate. Sometimes they let their parents keep them. Sometimes they get lost in a fire. And then we also have to come to the
Mhm.
conclusion of children who are in foster care. Sometimes it's hard for them to acquire their actual paperwork to get licensure or anything. So it's a lot of intricate or nuances when it comes down to acquiring any type of identification. So when you do that, it does disfranchise certain demographics, especially in the African American community, to actually go acquire that voter ID. Because some people who are prison, or come from prison, some people don't have their, like I said, don't have their birth certificate. Um, it's a lot of nuance in it. We don't
Yeah, because it
mind.
costs time. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it costs time, it costs money, and it also may require for people to travel. That's another thing. So it
And
definitely
not just that.
disenfranchises people. They're trying to make it
And
seem like what they're wanting to do is say you have to have these particular documents. They don't want to make it easy for you to have multiple forms of identification that you can use to vote. So they're trying to say
and
you
then
need these particular documents to vote. And then for a lot of people, what if you have to travel? What about people overseas that are somewhere overseas living and everything like that, but they still maintain, dual citizenship where you can still vote in our elections and they have mail-in ballots. Like that's crazy.
and
What
then
about people who
off
don't have access to voting areas? Like they're shutting down certain voting areas and you're
hmm
required to do more travel. What about people who can't travel? They're in
and
the
then the
hospitals and stuff
person
like that, can't leave the hospital, but they still need to vote.
I'll say, and then the
It's so
person.
many different things.
Yeah.
And then I wanted you to vote in person. That's
hmm
impossible for everybody to get out there and vote in person, especially with limited voting stations.
Exactly. And then also it also makes it harder for women who are married. So say for instance, most women do change their last names, and now they're requiring you to have the same last name as it is on your birth certificate. Now women get married. So like I said, most of the time we change our last names. So you're telling me that I have to go find a doctor, I have to take my birth certificate up to the DMV, to take my birth certificate to the DMV with my maiden name, marriage certificate, or marriage license, whatever the case may be. And that actually is illegal when you're requiring a voter ID, because it puts in the perspective of a poll tax. If I have to spend any type of money in order to require a voter ID, that's considered a poll tax. So that's actually in the Constitution. I think it's what, amendment, is it 24? That's attacking the 24th Amendment. I can't remember distinctly because we talk. I mean, I know they talk about it a lot on TikTok. That's what a lot of people have been arguing about. The SAVE Act is basically pinpointing and targeting African American citizens and women who are married, or women as a whole.
But it's not just them. It's not just them. It's hitting everybody though. People of all racial backgrounds. For the simple fact, what about the rural communities? Elderly, we got elderly people in every community. You know, and then on top of that, what about low income individuals? It's low income in the South. A lot of them don't have money for passports, and a lot of them can't travel. You know.
Or if I have to,
it's a lot of things.
New birth certificate, or if I say, because of course you have to pay for a new birth certificate. You only get that one free one when you're born, but after that you have to pay what, between $22.
A replacement is like $35 in some states.
$35, yeah. I was like, in Michigan, I think ours is just like 22. It may have gone up, but like I said, some documentation, especially identifiers, can be lost in a fire. It could be anything. So, yeah, that's the reason why the Democratic Party is actually fighting against that, because, hey, it shouldn't take that much to require a voter ID, as long as of course, our birth certificate is not, for women who are married, our birth certificate is not going to match our Social Security card or our actual driver's license.
Then they want you to go to the state where your marriage license is located. That means you gotta fly all the way over there. You have to obtain those documents in person.
No, a voter ID is supposed to be
crazy.
Free. A voter ID is free. FREE. You can go get it from anywhere. It's supposed to be free. Any type of monies that you spend in order for you to acquire a voter ID is considered a poll tax, and that's against the 24th Amendment.
All right, let's get back to the video.
For the Democrats to act like no ID should be required or whatever, like California and some of the stuff I learned about them and what they're doing under Gavin Newsom, that is utterly ridiculous. So you and I don't agree far off on that.
But that tells me that they're fighting for it for a reason. And I don't believe it's because they really believe that people are being disenfranchised at the polls. I believe that they're fighting for it because they truly believe that it's going to affect whether or not they get elected and future elections. And I believe that the Democrats, their whole strategy, because as people get older and wiser, this is not even my opinion, this is a fact. Most people evolve to become more conservative, and then they sometimes, more often than not, deflect over and become a Republican, right? When you're younger, that's really a Democrat's game is being, liberal, right? Because you don't know any better. But as people get older and wiser, they never defect from the Republican Party over to the Democrat Party. It's usually the other way around, right? What they have to do is they have to find new voters and new people that support them.
There's actually a lie, Anton.
Like, where's your proof of that? Like, what percentage of people, based on what, and how do you know this? And if you do know it, what data are you looking at? What website, credible website, are you looking at? Who researched this and funded? Like, who did it? Because that don't even make any sense to me. As you get older, you switch over. No.
I said
no.
Most of the time, Democratic people remain Democratic people. A lot of people who switched over to the Republican or independent, quote unquote, either Democratic switched to more likely independent and voted Republican, but they call themselves independent, i.e. blagger. But everybody, especially African Americans, we know that the Republican Party is not about progression. Usually African Americans vote for progression. Even back in the before the party switch, back then the Republican Party was about progression. As long as we progress throughout life, that's what we vote for. So if a Republican has a policy that exposes progression, usually a Democrat will vote for that person or vote for that person that's representing the Republican Party. But the Republican Party does not represent progression. That's why most people, especially the African American community, votes Democratic, because they're about progression. Most Black people are progressives.
I agree.
Now we might be socially conservative as far as i.e. go to church, nuclear family, which nuclear family never worked for us, but nuclear family, church, eating on Sunday, that type of shit. Socially conservatism is different from conservatism itself.
No, this is true. Brittany says, as you get older, you own more things, and most situations in your life you realize benefit you. For example, property tax, 401k, etc.
Hmm.
Well, Anton claimed that people who have never, well, for the most part, people don't really deflect or defect from the Republican Party to Democrats. I've seen it all the time, especially under Trump. I've seen a lot of people that support Trump that was like, yeah, bro, I regret that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of MAGA, a lot of
A lot of
MAGA and all the
motherfuckers,
MAGA.
bro.
Like yesterday was a No Kings March. Do you think some of those people were MAGA? A lot of I'm like who are some of those people who act Republicans that act there don't have to be MAGA, but they were voted Republican because they weren't vote for party. I was like, believe it or not, a lot of Republicans, even the county where Mar-a-Lago is, actually flipped to blue. I'm like, they had a black Republican male and a white Democratic female. Do you know the Republican? That I think was it Miami or where's Mar-a-Lago? I can't remember.
It's in Florida, but I don't know where
It's in
city it's
Florida. I
in.
forget what part of Florida, but it was the population is highly Republican, and they actually flipped it blue. A lot of Republicans actually voted for the Democratic white woman,
Recently, yeah.
which says a lot to blagger people who sit up and try to defend Trump, CON, the Coons, the Sambos, them type of people. It says a lot. I thought the Republican Party was acceptant of black Republicans. So if that's an ultimate slap in the face. You're telling me you had a black Republican and you didn't vote Republican?
I
Hmm.
agree. I say I couldn't agree more, bro. I agree because at the end of the day, um, and hey, how you doing, OG Patrice? I just saw a lot of people that supported Donald Trump. Eventually, they just they was tired of that motherfucker, bro. There's no other way to put it. They was tired of him. They was tired of the shit they had to go through. And now I see a lot of people really just grifting. If I'm being honest, I like the people in real life that really like the people in Chicago. I'll make them the example right now. Specifically, the Mexican community, et cetera, et cetera. Those people regretted that voting for Donald Trump shit when MAGA sent ICE down to downtown Chicago and to the neighborhoods when they did that one situation where there was a apartment building, they like in the middle of the night, ICE
Yeah,
raided that
they.
motherfucker.
And only bought out what two people who were illegal. That whole building
Yeah.
was basically African American. A
Yes.
project that was mainly African
It was
Americans.
mainly African Americans who are from Chicago. They had the kids out there.
Had the kids out there, had kids tied, naked, half naked, and everything. They were very upset. That's why Chicago kicked ICE out of Chicago too.
Yes. And then you had people,
After that
oh, we
situation,
did
yeah,
not vote for this, Mr. Trump. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, yeah.
yes, you did.
It's exactly what you voted for. Literally,
I
this is
said, and then
exactly
for
what
y'all
you voted
FBA
for.
motherfuckers, I said Blagger and for the FBA because the FBA is also Blagger. Didn't Trump just slap you in the face at the UN? What did they have the other day? A UN conference the other day where they asked a particular question on black people: do black people deserve reparations? Do you know how many countries voted yes and how many countries voted no? 3 countries voted no. And you want to know what those 3 countries were?
Yeah, go ahead and tell us. I would love to hear.
Israel, United States of America, and fucking Argentina. Everybody else around the world believed that chattel slavery was a bad thing, and they believe that the people or the descendants of those slaves deserve reparations, just like the little hat people got, just like the um somewhat of the Native Americans got, somewhat and also the Japanese and the Chinese and whoever. Well, everybody has got reparations except black people. where we're the main people who built this country, and you're telling me your president or the representative that was there at that conference voted against it. That should have been a big slap in the face for FBAs. But you know what? They're going to find a way to tap dance around it. That should have pissed you off right then and there. So you telling me the person that you voted for voted against you getting money. You try so hard to sit here and fight for FBA shit. I'm from here, and my ancestors from here for the very land that you stand on to once again slap you in the face, just like they did the Buffalo Soldiers and the soldiers that come back and forth that fought in the Civil War and any war that's ever been on, since we've been going back and forth to war, and the way they treat us now, and the very land that you toiled on. Yeah. Even America told you, fuck you, you don't deserve no money. So you FBAs need to be real mad at Trump right about now. But I guess you gonna coon around anyway.
Yeah, I believe you, Brittany. I'm sorry, girl. Look, are you in my head?
It's crazy. I don't see that comment in StreamYard. I don't want to have to refresh and start everything. But Brittany says, damn near built the world, if you want to be honest. Remember, it started as a transatlantic. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to refresh just in case I don't see everybody comments, man. Damn.
Yeah, because I don't even see the comment.
No, I see her. I see the comment now, but it wasn't there before. Let me add this right here for my wife, and then swap these out. All right. Goddamn. Look at me. Still fucked up.
Look at still fucking up.
Nigga don't know what he doing. Wake up, nigga. Wake the fuck up. All right, let's see what else Anton these niggas talking about. This shit's crazy, bro. Darrel, you have a very deep voice.
He's trying to sound. He's trying to give you that bedroom voice, right? He's trying to give you that bedroom voice.
Brady know exactly how I sound. My voice has always been the same. Has my voice changed since y'all met me?
Like it's not changing right now?
Maybe because I listen to you.
Or maybe because we've been high. I've been smoking. I've been tired. I've been trying to tell them I've been tired as fuck. Trying to tell these people I be out in Chicago sometimes for 2 days straight.
This is true.
Tired as hell.
Don't bother me. I'm working.
Bro, you so motherfucking tired, bro.
And then also we pushing 40, so maybe your voice do kind of.
Not pushing.
I'm
We are
basically 40 now. I'm an old ass man.
Basically, Darrel be lying.
So I'm not an old ass. I got gray hairs between.
No matter, but you're not.
Between me, you, Nay, and Brittany, I got more gray hairs than all three of y'all.
5 years before you reach 40. Like,
true.
Seriously.
All right, man. I'm old as hell.
Just hating. Just hate.
Yeah. She want to keep.
We're gonna always lie about his age every time.
Brittany said I got to turn my earbuds down. No, Brittany, you know what's actually crazy is the Shure mic. I've been doing a lot of research on the mic, and it's very gain hungry. So I got the gain turned up a lot. So that's probably why it sounded like that. But she says it's a little scary. You're a married man. Brittany, your ass don't want me, girl. Stop playing. We've been friends for years.
I mean, see, you do got that Barry White. You got the Barry White going on. You'll never find. And I'm like, oh shit.
Brittany, my voice is not the equivalent of when, bro, one day Brittany had got up and she stood up and she walked to like her background or some shit to close the door or some shit. And podcast Beans ass, this nigga recorded it. Only thing you saw was ass everywhere. Man, that nigga podcast a demon for that shit.
Meaning you was looking too. Anyway, go ahead.
Man, that nigga had a clip of every woman on this bitch. Remember that girl I told you about Amber Marie Green, AMG from Chicago? That nigga was in love with her ass too, man. That nigga, cause she thick as hell too. I'm thick as hell. Not even a little bit. I'm talking about thick than a motherfucker.
Gently, but stand up gently. You better show them. You better show 'em.
No, yeah, my wife thick as hell for her size. She just thick as those girls thick as hell all around. Brittany says, "What the hell they got to do with your deep voice?" It's the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Like women like my deep
Brittany,
voice.
right? You
Niggas
don't
like
never
seeing that
find.
ass. That's I'm sorry. Like, let's keep going.
And I
Mm-hmm.
believe that the civil rights movement was hijacked by feminism. Feminism
What?
that support them. And I believe that the civil rights movement was hijacked by feminism.
Oh God.
Feminism ultimately was hijacked by the LGBTQ movement, which
Oh
Obama
God.
ushered in, and he solidified that.
That's
And then I
fair.
believe that,
God.
diversity,
That's
equity, and
fair.
inclusion.
That's fair. Stephen A. Smith. That's all the pushback you're gonna give. This nigga said the civil rights movement was hijacked by feminism, bro. When if you go back and you watch the civil rights movement, there was absolutely little to no African American female leaders. Literally. When the first two people you think about when you think about the civil rights movement as an American is Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. And if you go into Malcolm X, you can't talk about his story without talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. And they wouldn't allow a woman to be a leader in their group. And then you go to MLK and the Christian group, and there's patriarchy even within that group. You understand me? So, I mean, if you want to say what Harriet Tubman wasn't a part of the civil rights movement. If you want to say Rosa Parks was a very specific situation that ended up growing big that people like
Hijacked.
Dr. King took advantage of. That's
Mm-hmm.
just the facts.
That's
And
just a fact.
even with her particular, there was a alleged infidelity there. It was
Mm-hmm.
alleged that he was either in love with Rosa Parks or he had a deep infatuation similar to the one that Michael Jackson had for Diana Ross. Just that simple.
Mm-hmm. Like,
And everybody
yeah,
in Detroit know that because Rosa Parks' house is in Detroit. Is where she
in
lived.
Detroit.
But the Civil Rights
What is
Act
feminism? How does
passed.
feminism? I want you to correlate feminism to civil rights. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it passed.
I was like, the feminism it was mainly white women.
Right. Black women didn't even choose feminism.
We didn't choose it.
We
It's
didn't
just
need
a,
it.
Brittany
So how does
says
that
Gently
correlate?
is slim thick, and I saw it the other day. Yeah, Gently got a wagon.
Stop.
Mm-hmm. Especially when she
Go
in a
ahead and get up and walk away, Misha. Go ahead and show 'em.
Ow!
Go ahead and get up and walk away, Misha. You good? You don't want to...
No, leave me alone.
Misha got that wagon. She says them Darrel babies adding that good Midwest weight on her. She had a fat ass when I met her,
Yeah.
but it's just fatter now. Yeah, Misha. Don't talk about me like that. Freezy gonna say you being disrespectful. I don't like how nigga Darrel talking about his wife, dog. Nigga Darrel said his wife suck dick, dog.
I said, I was like, why men just won't admit feminism actually helps them out too? Yeah.
If we break this down into different videos, I focus on specific topics and center it around the whole conversation. But I'll say this. From my understanding, the civil rights really started in the 60s. The women didn't have a right to vote to win.
Almost 1970.
Yeah.
It was in the 70s, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those era were at least a decade apart as far as women going out marching specifically for women's rights. There was not women that was saying, fuck y'all niggas rights, fuck black men rights and black children rights. We only care about black women. You didn't see Angela Davis doing this. You didn't see Nikki Giovanni doing this. Women who had big voices, and Nikki Giovanni was a member of Delta Sigma Theta. You didn't see members of the Divine Nine saying this. In fact, when I showed my wife the history of Alpha Kappa Alpha, which is the AKAs, most of them was doing what, Michi? They was fucking hiring black men. Yeah. They was doing advocacy programs for black men.
That's what happens.
We gotta stop the bullshit.
But that's what happens. Usually when women who are in powerful positions, that's what they do. We hire on black men. When those women in the DMV area, those through over almost 400,000 women who lost their governmental jobs, those women actually hired either other women or black men to fill the positions that were needed. Now you can Google that. But
No, I
since
agree with
we
you.
have lost, I'm like, but since we have lost those jobs, now we're starting to see the uptick in black men losing their jobs. 'Cause I think how many jobs? I think last month, I think 60,000 jobs that were occupied by black men were lost. I don't want to sit up. We have to look up the labor statistics, but since since then, since then, black people have lost over either 600,000 jobs, whether it's black men or black women. So our actual unemployment rate it was 8.7, but I think it's now 8.3, but it's still double the amount it was when Biden left office.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that Stephen A. Smith and Anton, certainly, I don't think that they prepared to have this conversation. That's why I think somebody like Stacey Abrams or Jasmine Crockett would have been more important. But I'm really here because they do bring up Jasmine Crockett because I guess she's a mutual enemy of both of them, even though she hasn't met Stephen A. Smith to his own, he hasn't met her, and Anton hasn't met her either, but they act like she's an enemy. And they do have a conversation about her, a conversation that people online are saying Stephen A. Smith should be canceled over. Let's go.
Was ultimately the thing that they really leaned on in order to make sure that they had people in the voter rolls that not only identified as black, not only identified as Latino, not only identified based off of their sexuality, but they needed a whole new voter class. And I think that immigrants was definitely the play. And that's why they're fighting so hard against voter ID.
But I don't disagree with most of that. What I'm saying is we can point to things that the Republicans do, the conservatives do, to position themselves for the same thing. For example, when you're redistricting in Texas, for example, and other places, you're doing that because you want to position yourself to get most votes.
Absolutely.
This is politics. This is politics.
Absolutely.
So in other words, we can't hate on one side for coming up with a mechanism, you understand, to curry more
We
votes
have
in
to,
your
though.
favor.
We have to, Stephen.
How, Anton? You disagree? You said absolutely. You disagree that the Republicans are doing the same exact thing that you just said that you was against. You said that Democrats brought in more immigrants so they can create another voter class. Stephen A. said that Republicans are doing the same thing when they redistrict Texas because Texas has what? Immigrants to do the exact same thing.
But the immigrants voted for Republicans.
You say what?
But the immigrants, they voted for the Republicans, the ones who were legally able to vote here.
They did.
They vote. I don't understand them. That's how y'all won. Y'all won white women, and then y'all got immigrants.
Yes.
Because we already knew men were gonna vote for him anyway. Because males vote with their penises. So
when I saw immigrants voting for Trump, I was so surprised.
Yeah.
That shit blew my mind. That shit, like, and that's why I didn't step out for y'all when I saw the ICE shit. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. This is what y'all voted for. I can't do nothing about that. I voted for Kamala. Period. Y'all voted to have Trump in office, and that was, now look at y'all niggas complaining about the shit.
And the reason that we have to is
Why?
because it's one thing to, you said it yourself. I can't even jump on an airplane unless they identify who I am. I can't get a place to stay. I can't get a car. I can't get anything. But I can determine who it is that makes the laws that ultimately govern us. Like if that isn't the thing that we need to protect more than anything else in our culture, in our society.
Simon, I see you in the back. You're not allowed on my panel because you deter from conversation. Because you be drunk. And I think you need help. But if you want to stay in the back and listen, you have my full permission to do just that, Simon. Nate says over 567,000 black men lost their jobs between November 2025 and February 2026. Over 300,000 black women were reported to have left the workforce between February and April 2025. OG Patrice says Hispanics voted against their own interests.
They did.
They did.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
And so did white women as well.
Mm-hmm.
They did as well.
Hispanics took the biggest L because he sent ICE agents after their kids.
Mm-hmm.
He sent ICE agents after y'all niggas' kids, bro.
Yep.
Like,
and let me be clear. When we say Hispanics, That could be Black Hispanics, multiracial Hispanics, white Hispanic, Caucasian Hispanics. When we say Hispanic, we're talking about the Hispanic culture, period, voted for him. So whatever that culture you want, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, y'all voted for him.
And shout out to Vixen in the building. If y'all don't know, again, my wife channel monetized. The Daily Rundown is monetized,
Yeah,
and Sim Nation is monetized. So let's get memberships, et cetera, et cetera. I appreciate y'all. Listen, it's a lot getting my wife to come here. So when she here, we got to see some support. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to argue with her ass to bring her in. I'm gonna have to drag her ass to get in the chair. And she pregnant.
I am.
And she's 6 months pregnant. So it's a lot. You feel me? It's a lot. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, Vixen, both of these niggas wrong. Vixen says he is always loud and wrong. Always. They both are. Stephen A has no business talking to Anton Daniels about politics.
At all.
At all. But I feared this when Donald Trump got in office. When you got somebody who has no experience in politics, somebody who is a convicted felon, somebody who is basically a convicted predator, almost on the cuffs of that, nigga. Someone who's using their power to suppress the Jeffrey Epstein files. I mean, bro, now we got any and everybody who want to talk about this shit. They talking about having Stephen A run for president.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, wait, what?
That's how fucked up the country is, bro.
Yeah.
Agreed, because how did the interview come about? Stephen A said he watches Anton. In his interview, he said, I watch you all the time. I'm gonna let y'all listen to all of it. And then after this, we're gonna go to Anton Daniels' brother, his blood brother, who did a podcast today about Anton. And of all people that popped up to talk to Anton, brother, Breezy popped up. Ciao. Let's go.
I don't know what is, so we have to be vigilant to make sure that every vote is valid and every vote is counted. And we can't just let, mail-in ballots or people being able to, I say gaslight us. And I believe in that, this election is free and fair when it's not. And I don't believe that that's what happened in 2020.
Well, let me tell you this too. Let me tell you, because you left out something that's very, very important, Anton. When you in New York City and you need an ID to shovel snow, but you fight. I mean, you talk about telling on yourself. You talk about telling on yourself. I mean, Mom Donnie and the Democrats. I mean, it just went out the window. You fighting for the safe act not to exist, but in the same breath, you require an ID to shovel damn snow. I mean, that argument went out the window for them. There's no question.
I don't understand. I know you were born and raised.
No, that's a valid point. But it's still gaslighting because you're moving the goalposts in order to make your point, right? And also, that only happens in New York. You don't need a fucking ID to shovel snow in Chicago. You don't need an ID to shovel snow in Iowa or to shovel snow in Michigan. You don't. A lot of shit that y'all do in New York, we don't do nowhere. Y'all only do that in New York. Like what Sharon Bracey be talking about. Matter of fact, speaking of Sharon Bracey, man, we need a super chat or something. Now I got to play Bracey video. Let's go ahead and do it. Fuck it.
For clout. That is the solution to this. The solution, Ed, is for you to send a goddamn 99-cent super sticker. So this way I don't have to go to Brokeback Mountain. That shit crazy. The problem.
And let's make it clear. The Democrats are not saying that they don't want legal residents to vote. What they're saying is they don't want legal residents of the United States of America not be able to vote.
Correct.
Based on very strict criteria of having specific ID that you guys require, as well as not wanting people to vote in person, as well as not having voter polls open around the country for people who live in rural communities and rural areas, don't have to travel miles or days and time to get to the next nearest city to vote. And what about people who can't physically leave their homes to vote. That's not fair. You guys are trying to disenfranchise so many people not able to vote. That is rigging the election. Because clearly the system that we had prior worked because you got elected.
Exactly.
So I don't understand this now. We want to make sure, and it's only because you see that your poll numbers are shrinking. You see that no one wants you as their president.
Why would they?
You literally have ICE agents who have not been paid.
TSA agents.
You have TSA agents who have not been paid.
Yeah, TSA.
You literally have people injuring themselves in the military right now and getting disorderly conduct because they don't want to go into this alleged war that you're putting into play, all because of a feeling that you have and you want to be some type of tyrant.
Raising the age limit to join the military to get more recruitment.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to join.
No one wants to join.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous. No, you're losing. You guys are losing.
Women dying in hospitals due to your fucking policies.
Businesses are going out of business. Don't forget about the farmers who's losing their farms.
You got to bail out the farmers.
Whole counties lost food programs.
I was like, manufacturers are starting to leave because the tariffs are too high. Small businesses are losing revenue because of the tariffs that you implemented on certain places. There are a lot of things that America is not happy with you about. But I'm like, and let's be honest, now people are starting to openly admit they were better off under Biden. No matter how much you would hate the guy, you was better off under him. None of this wouldn't have happened if you just voted for a woman. And it don't even matter what color she is at this point. All you got to do is vote for a woman. None of this would have never happened.
And this conversation was very disappointing to me on Stephen A. Smith's behalf. Extremely. Let's get it.
And Queens. I know your roots is definitely New York. I know you're a Knicks fan, and it breaks my heart to see what the Pistons are going to do to the Knicks. However,
I thought I liked you, bro. I thought I liked you. You got to bring up the Pistons. You got to do that to me, bro. I mean, you got to do that. All right, go ahead, man.
However, I have to say that you must be disappointed in what is happening in New York. And I'm not even talking about with Kathy Hochul. I'm not just talking about with Zora Mamdani. I'm talking about City Council. I'm talking about Eric Adams. Everything that has transpired over the last 5 years in New York has ultimately led to you guys electing somebody that hasn't even been born inside of the United States of America, and y'all married to them. So it bothers me. It bothers me that this country.
Do you not know? I see this. How you know?
Hold on, Nate. Let me welcome Nighters to the show. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, sir?
Hey. I said, but what is he talking about? He voting for a man wasn't born in America. What are you talking about? No, anybody that's voted into presidency has to be born in America. Can't no foreigner be the president of the United States. Like, that's law. You don't like his religious ideology, but he's American. Okay, go ahead.
What's up, Nighters? Welcome to the show, sir.
What's going on with you, sir? Do you think he was glazing, but all that props he was giving Stephen A?
Do I think Anton was glazing Stephen A?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Content strategy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, Anton is definitely very strategic.
Yeah, I think he was on his Jaheim. He was trying to find his way back.
I agree. I think after the Keri Hilson situation, he want to make as many powerful allies as possible. You know what I'm saying? He got people like Brian McKnight, but Brian McKnight has no influence in the Black community. None at all. Stephen A. does. To a certain degree, he does. I think Anton is doing a very good job.
Do you think that he kind of how you say this? He kind of hoodwinked Tasha K?
Oh, he definitely he hoodwinked the fuck out of Tasha K.
She didn't know what I heard. She said he had a script that he gave to her.
Yeah, she said that basically it was a certain questions he didn't want to ask, certain stuff he wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
et cetera, certain stuff. Like even with the Rita stuff, I think that she kind of did that off camera. You feel me? Let me see what Brittany says. Brittany says, and Darrel, you didn't let Simon on. And Darrel, you just didn't let Simon on because he be drunk. Just saying, as soon as you bring up Freezy, Night is just gonna leave.
Not at all. Not at all.
Shit, I don't know. Night, is you beefing with Freezy?
Not at all. That's my brother.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Freezy. I don't fuck with that nigga at all. But
yeah, I'm not. And listen, I mess with. Listen, Darrel know this. It's certain some stuff I don't mess with that Darrel be saying, but it's certain things that Darrel say that I've been telling him for years. When he be talking about child support and certain things, is listen. I understand how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. I don't got all these beefs. These beefs, I think, are artificial. I think that it's the content strategy to, pick at certain people, to keep certain things going. I definitely ain't got no beef with nobody.
yeah, I don't really got no beef with I don't got no beef with Freezy. I just some of the stuff he do, I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But tonight not about him. I will get to his part. I will get to him with when we talk about Anton Brother. Did you see Anton Brothers did a podcast?
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Anton?
I saw that. But respect to your wife and respect to Miss Puff. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, of course. United, you always allowed here, my brother. Shit, even if Anton and Friesen popped up here, I wouldn't mind having a conversation. As long as it's cordial, we should be good.
Actually, you don't go on live as much as you used to. I used to be in your chat. Why you stop going live as much?
I go live every day. They took my channel. I'm on a new channel now.
What? Why did child? That's how
I
you
go live every day.
So what you on the Kings, the Night Slayer?
It's still a nice layer. It's just 510 now.
Yeah, drop it in the chat for me, Night. It's
Drop
like,
it in
and
the
I'll
chat
give
so
you
I
a
can
wrench and
follow
shit. That way you can drop it. Cause I definitely rock with you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real
Yeah,
talk.
and I've been messing with Darrel since I first messed with him. We've been chopping it up for it's damn near 4 years now.
Now you know who I am, Nightish.
Yeah, I know who I'm talking to. That's why I came up here.
Yeah, man, you've been cool since motherfucking Fight Club.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get back to Anton and Stephen A. Smith.
This country is going the way that it's going.
You do the word. You use the word disappointed. Nah, bro, I'm scared. I think New York is going to be an unmitigated disaster. I'm scared as hell. I already moved out the state, bro. I already bought a house in Florida. I ain't gonna lie to you. I already bought a house in Florida. I'm like, hell with this. This is an absolute mess. So you have your points. I'm just saying that you're making points about the Democratic Party. What would you say about the Republican Party? You're not about to sit up here and act like they're paragons of virtue, right? And that they're always honest and straightforward. We're not going to do that, are we?
No, I think that Bush II was the worst president in my life. I absolutely hated him because of the things that he did to the economy. That was the worst time of my life. I went broke. I think that Obama inherited a mess. I don't think that everything that Obama did was wrong. I actually think that Trump's policies more or less align with what Obama was doing in 2008, 2009, 2010, right? If you look at Nancy Pelosi's policies back in 96, right? If you look at what Joe Biden said that he stood for, if you look at what Obama represented, those are the same things that Trump represent. They want to make it seem like, well, him deporting illegal migrants is such a bad thing. Obama deported over 3 million people in his terms. Trump didn't even deport 1 million people in his first time in office. So I don't think that what
it's about how they did it, Anton. You want to gaslight us, but you're not talking to us, but we are extremely intelligent people. When Barack Obama deported 3.1 million people, we didn't see children getting followed on TV. When Barack Obama deported 3.1 million people, there wasn't situations like Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis. We didn't have a Minneapolis situation where a city was pretty much under siege. We didn't have that.
We didn't hear about women and young girls being impregnated either by ICE agents.
Yeah.
We didn't hear about any of that.
Yeah, we hear about none of that.
We didn't hear about ICE agents taking out black people out their apartments at 4 a.m.
We didn't hear about a child used as bait in order for you to capture the father. We didn't hear things like that. He did it the proper way. He did it through due process like you're supposed to. And then you said you was capturing criminals. And most of the people that you captured were not criminals. and are not criminals, and you haven't deported any criminals yet. You're capturing innocent people, including some Americans. So, policies, Trump policies, what policies has Trump put out? Name a policy of Trump's. Oh, wait.
So you think it's just a big psyop to make it seem like something that it's not?
It's not. I will say this: what have immigrants done to American people, especially Black American people? Because the main people that I hear complain as much, especially on other platforms, as Black people. When it comes down to Black jobs, they're still in our jobs. They're still in their jobs. What jobs?
Yeah, I don't think we want to do them jobs at all.
I said if we wanted to lose those jobs, we would have done those jobs. The last thing you're gonna get is a nigga back on the field, unless it's a football field. So
I
what jobs
agree.
are they taking? I was like, our GDP has plummeted ever since we have um, rounded up these so-called immigrants,
I think
right?
the situation with Trump and the difference between how they weaponize ICE is like when Barack Obama was in office, it wasn't generals and military soldiers and mayors and police captains speaking against how he was moving in their cities because their people wasn't really for the most part beneficial, like benefited. Sorry, no. Their people wasn't like they wasn't exposed to it. It's almost like them niggas deported on people without us even knowing about it. The news didn't cover it, and bringing to your point, it could have happened and we didn't know about it. But the reason why I think like we would have known about it if it did happen is because it would have been impacting people. Like what happened to Renee Nicole Good, it didn't take us weeks to find out about it. We found out about it immediately because social media, because people was revolting in cities where anywhere ICE popped up, niggas start revolting immediately. And that was because of how they participated in their job when it comes to moving in different cities, whether it's Chicago, whether it's fucking New York. They have been menacing niggas and acting like a fucking gang.
Here's a question. So you think that we're too reactive and not proactive?
Absolutely. And like the situation with Renee Nicole Good, there's no way that situation should have been tolerated. You have an American with absolutely no criminal background ever being shot in the fucking dome because she was attempting to flee the scene. You know what I'm saying? I can't recall situations like that when Obama was in office. I think that was extremely reactionary and not proactive. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't she in front of her house with her wife?
She was. She was. And
It really doesn't. It doesn't matter where she was. The mere fact that a officer, well, this is a white people problem. Black people have nothing to do with this. Let's be clear. But it shouldn't matter where she was. It's the mere fact that a man, white male, with a gun, decided to step in front of a vehicle, come around a vehicle, film a vehicle, run. And then when she tries to leave after you instruct her to leave, or you have people approaching her car and she tries to leave, she gets shot in her face 3 times.
Officer or overseer and looking at a human being as less than because of their choices in life.
What choice? What choice are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that I think that was an overseer looking at somebody because they had a wife as a object, not as a human being.
No, don't white men look at their women as objects? They don't even respect their own women.
That's all I was saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I would say this though, right now, I believe if Barack Obama was the commander in chief right now, that agent would be in major fucking trouble.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I just think he had a different temperament. It's like when you go back and you look at English kings and how they all had different consequences for different things. Some people was tolerant of slave catchers and selling slaves. Some were not. You know what I'm saying? So we can keep going though. Shout out to Stephen A. and shout out to Anton.
Trump is doing is so radical. I think that what he's doing is more closely aligned with what moderate Democrats was doing back in the 90s.
So with that being said, is it fair to say that you wouldn't be against the Democratic Party if it represented what those Democrats represented back in the day, that your real problem is with the progressive movement that appears to have taken over the Democratic Party, and that's what you completely disassociating yourself from?
No, absolutely not. I believe in less government. I believe that people that are here, they should be here legally. I don't believe in men and women's bathrooms. I believe in smaller, much smaller government. I don't believe in higher taxes. I don't believe that you are independent. I think that you are conservative. I think you're a Republican. And not just with your dollar. I think that you are a Republican, but I don't think that you are willing to admit it openly because of the backlash that comes along with the Black community and not supporting people that aligns with the Democratic Party.
Okay. Now, I'm glad you brought.
He believes
Or
the
Stephen A.
Republican.
respond.
Wait. He believes that the Republican Party in 2026 is moderate. So that when they far right, they are not moderate. They are not in the middle.
No, that was a lie. They're not moderate at all. No, they're not moderate at all. And I think Druski skit, which I'm going to get to tonight as well. Druski skit about Ericka Kirk highlights how they're not moderate at all, bro. At all. They're as far right as you can be right now.
I said Druski's his skit wasn't even about Ericka Kirk. It was about how white women how conservative white women act, and they took it as Ericka Kirk.
Yeah. When I look at that skit, I think that skit breaks down to say the young white men somehow they victims in America. And that America is oppressing them, and that they need to stand up and make some kind of stance.
So OG Patrice says, what about Keith Porter Jr., who was unalived by ICE?
Of course, that's not going to be broadcast. We know, Black people know about that, but you know that was a black man. Black men get out there and march.
For me, OG, I definitely plan on doing a video about Keith Porter Jr. because I'm not taking this. Well, I am taking a shot at Freezy, but I don't want Nice to feel uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, niggas like Freezy, they so consumed with this and Anton, and I've been down that road already. LG, you was around, Brittany was around, a lot of y'all was around, and yeah, a lot of niggas on YouTube not gonna fuck with him. But I tried to say this years ago, when Kevin Samuels was alive, when people was telling me this has no impact outside of here. Nobody listen to this shit. Nobody. Yes, they do. Y'all think that we getting thousands of fucking views and only people in this space is watching? And here we are years later, somebody like Anton Daniels, no matter how y'all try to say it, he had an impact on, in my opinion, he had an impact on the fucking election in the same ways that Candace Owens did. Right? When you have the ability to talk to thousands of people and say, hey, this person is trash, Kamala's trash, the girl in Dalton, what's her name? The mayor in Dalton, Tiffany Henry. Oh, they all trash.
You had Tiffany Henry. You had the lady in Louisiana. What's her name? The one that was going after. But all of them. Yeah. But the one that went after Young Thug. What's her name?
No, you talking about Fannie Willis?
Fannie Willis. Yeah,
that's in Georgia. Here in Georgia.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
From my understanding, she was also the one that was trying to get Trump convicted. She was.
Yes.
I'm like, you see when the Lisa, what's her name? Lisa James in New York. Was it Letitia or Lisa James? I think it's one of the.
I think it's Letitia.
Letitia James. Okay. And I'm getting sick of the same talking point of small government. Okay, so explain small government, because if you're talking about small government, you know that takes away the social programs that you benefit from Anton, like if you have a 401k, if you get a tax return, if you have any type of health care, if you have car insurance, the license that you use to drive, or any public any entity that you pay into. If you want to talk about small government, so you're telling me even social security, that's government. So you're telling me you just want to pay into a system that doesn't take care of you? Because I believe if I'm paying tax dollars, I believe my government should repay me some type of way. Why am I sitting here paying for something that I can't benefit from? So I'm just paying money for, because you talk about the social programs that you use, such as Medicaid, SSI, food stamps, the Department of Transportation in which you drive, Department of Motor Vehicles in which you drive, the Department of Treasury, which operates the banks, in the Federal Reserve that operates the banks, the IRS, in which you get a tax return. So you're telling me you just want to pay taxes and pay for everything? So you don't want no type of leeway on anything.
That's what they act like. But to the whole situation about Keith Porter Jr., OG Patrice, I don't think that that's a conversation that we're going to see. Well, I know it's not. It's a conversation that Anton and somebody like Stephen A is not going to talk about because it goes against their corporate overlords. These people who they fuck with, they don't want to make them look bad. They don't want to make the Republicans look bad. They want to make the Democrats look bad. So the fact that you have an ICE agent unaliving an American young man who did absolutely nothing to be alive, to be unalived, they're not gonna bring that up. Make Trump look bad, make the administration look bad, all around. The whole fucking administration. If I'm being fucking frank about it. But let's continue, man. We got a lot of stuff here. Shout out to Nay and shout out to Nightish and OG Patrice and Brittany. And who else was here? Let's keep going. Oh, Trucker Yell. Shout out to him too.
Put that up because allow me to retort to that. I don't give a shit what people say. If I feel what I feel, I'm going to stand on it. My challenge is knowing what I'm talking about. You study.
That's a lie. You was going against Colin Kaepernick, and because there was a lot of public scrutiny, you apologized to Colin Kaepernick. But to this day, I believe in your heart that you was against him. You was against the movement to basically, and his movement was basically supporting black people. A biracial nigga. You was completely against him, bro. Let's keep it.
He went with corporate, right? And here's the cold thing. I listened to somebody diminish Colin Kaepernick, Malcolm X, Thurgood Marshall. They said, why all these biracials, make these stances for black people? They got some kind of issue because they're not pure black. So they try to act super black and make all these stances versus saying, no, I'm just black. That's it, period.
Thurgood Marshall is a legend. He's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. From my understanding, he's the first black man on Supreme Court. Is that still true?
Yeah. It's still true.
Yeah. So again, shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha, Divine Nine. At the end of the day, people like Jay Prince cannot be taken seriously.
No, I just a name that's people know. They'll look at the D9 as like bourgeoisie. They separate themselves.
The Divine Nine doesn't separate themselves. The Divine Nine works within the community, going back to the beginning days. I showed my wife about the history of Alpha Kappa Alpha, but I speak about Alpha Phi Alpha very vividly. And I'll go back to Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, probably the most notable member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and he was never not in the community. Even now, there's a young man in Detroit. He go by the name of Armand. Can't remember his last name right now, but he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. He has a whole fitness program there now, where they call it Run Detroit, where it ended up being sponsored financially by the city because he had people actually coming out. It was free at first, and he would give them free workouts. They would tell them they would give them free meal plans. This is a black guy that graduated from Michigan State. Eventually, this is about 10 years ago. The business grew so big that he ended up opened up a gym downtown. Now, unfortunately, Nightish, the gym was vandalized by niggas. But he was able to reopen the gym, you know what I'm saying? And he's also married to a black woman. You know what I mean? So I think it all depends on who you be around. I think a lot of people separate themselves from bullshit because I don't even see Anton doing interviews with people like that.
Let me say this. Let me say this before I go, because
Yes,
it seemed like you kind of like have taken yourself away from a lot of spaces. We don't really see you no more. Why don't you make yourself more present?
That's purposely done, my brother. To be honest, Nightish, they bring the worst out of me, bro. You know what I mean? Like me and you, we can have conversations probably about anything from politics, sports, movies, culture, relationship talk. But so many different people, bro, they have implicit biases. So I go to a space, like I'll give you an example. When I went to Drip Space, and hey, Anitra Dre, how you doing? Anitra Dre. When I went to Drip Space, people would bring up all the shit from the past. Then people would email him saying they don't want me on the show. I'm pretty sure if I was to come to your show and people were supporting you, they'd be like, why do you have him here, Nightish? He said this, Nightish. He said that. So a part of it is to maintain my relationship with certain people who have to cater to those audience. I just don't show up. But somebody like Izzy Bands, you know what I'm saying? He don't mind me being over there. He'd just take the scrutiny and deal with it. So I go over there. But other people, I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know I go off on niggas. And if I go off, then it is what it is. Like, I'm going to go off. So to prevent it, I just mind my own business now, bro. You feel me? I got all these channels monetized. So I feel like as long as I do my job and make content, the people who rock with me, they'll come here like you did, and other people like Brittany, OG Patrice, and they'll fuck with me. But I don't really need to make my round again.
Yeah. I had to find you, but peace and blessings, and I hope the best for you and your family.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Make sure you put your channel in the chat so we'll be able to find you.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, just come and leave a comment. That way I can, make your mind, and I share the channel myself. I got you.
Let me look right quick. Okay, give me a second.
All right, good to
Brittany
see you.
says, the old Darrel used to talk about this all the time. The fact that he even knew about the young man with the gym tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, and now that I remember his name is Armand Rashad. I remember him because I'm a member of Alpha Alpha, and Armand is one of the Kappas at Michigan State. They call them the starting five, right? So I'm gonna go to his page and show y'all what he look like. All the hoes love him. You know what I'm saying? The hoes be all over this nigga. This nigga got abs and shit, all kinds of shit. So as you see, Nightish, he do workout shit. Both of these brothers right here, Next Level J, he a young homie. The homie on the right, Nightish, this nigga like 24 years old, bro. And he a Kappa. He be doing shit in the community. Armand is the bald headed nigga. So you see, they be doing he be going to schools, doing all kind of different programs and shit, bro. He got people like Joel Jones in his comments, who, if you don't know who that is, that was the youngest state representative ever in history, is a black man in Michigan, named Joel Jones. He did a lot of stuff in the community with kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? They give away a lot of money. They give out memberships. So, and then of course you see him here with the other Noops, the other Kappas. They go to the Pistons games and they send people free tickets to the games and shit. Like, they do a lot, bro. I think that, and that's their gym is called Jab. So it looked like they got the gym back up and running. Since the last time I saw it, it was fucked up, but it looked like that bitch up and back and running. That's bro daughter. He got,
you said his name is Armand Jones. How you spell Armand?
Armod. Armand Rashad. That's his name.
Armod.
Yep. And it's right downtown. His gym is right in the Eastern Market. So anybody from Detroit, the Eastern Market is like in the heart of Detroit downtown. You feel me? You see him kicking it right here with Maurice Esquire, who is a part of Detroit City Council. him on Fox Detroit News, you know what I'm saying, promoting Jab's Gym and healthy, like a healthier living for Detroit. So that's pretty much what he do, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, the dude really in his bag. I respect him. I respect members of Kappa Alpha Psi. But the Divine Nine, period, is extremely community oriented. You know what I'm saying? Extremely. That's why I be trying to tell Anton, if you do reactions to real people night, is you'll meet people like this. And if you meet this person, he'll probably meet more people who are actually into, like, you know what I'm saying, taking care of Detroit and doing good shit for the communities. No different from you probably heard of the other brother. What's the pastor name? We always talk about, I can't think. Jason Wilson. Yes, Jason Wilson. He used to be a pastor, but now he just, you know, he like a motivational speaker and shit now. But at the end of the day, yeah, them boys be working, man. Them boys be working real hard in the community and doing their thing. No bullshit. Brittany says, Darrel came to my show back in the day, and that's when he was going at Anton. Nobody runs my show but me and Aaron, and sometimes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Brittany, you know, I stopped doing that, going to, you know, different people's show and attacking Anton and shit. It's just, it doesn't serve me no more, bro. I'm an old ass man now.
I don't know about that, but shout out to you, Darrel. Peace and love to your family. Shout out to your wife and your children.
Hey, likewise. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes,
You come
sir.
through anytime.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right, Night. Shout out to Night, man. Do I get everything right? All right, cool. And I'll put this one back on my wife. All right, shout out to Night for popping up. Now let's go back and finish reviewing Anton, man.
Politics more than I do, along
Absolutely.
with various others. And so because of that, there are times that I'm simply uncertain about a position. And because I'm uncertain about a position, I lean on the same old. Like, for example, I'm about the economy. I want a strong economy, okay?
Mhm.
So I'm about free market capitalism. But I like some safety nets, not just free market capitalism, and let's minimize government involvement to the nth degree. I think that
Like
makes
what?
me-
What safety nets?
No, I'm just talking about, well, when you talk about economically speaking, I don't want over-regulation, but I don't want zero regulation either. You see what I'm saying? In a binary system, they force us to pick a side. So for me, when I say I'm an independent, I'm like, damn, there's certain things that I lean a little bit here to the right, and then lean a little bit here to the
I
left.
don't think that the Republican Party forces us to pick. I don't. The Republican
No,
Party
I'm just
is
answering
not-
your question about me. I'm just answering your question about me, just for clarification.
Anton, how can you say the Republican Party doesn't choose people to pick, but when Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke out against Donald Trump, she was called Marjorie Traitor Greene? Even by you, even you went online and was doing shows against her. After you yourself, Anton, had did shows speaking up for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who now y'all call Marjorie Traitor Greene, because the fact that she simply spoke out for women's rights and what the Republicans was doing to suppress women in all 50 states, especially in the South, where she lives. So, I mean, I just found it to be absolutely ridiculous that you would say something like that, because they absolutely do ask them to pick a side. I haven't met a MAGA supporter yet that hasn't asked us to pick a side.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what they do all day, every day. Let's get back to the video.
That's fair. That's fair.
With immigration, the only reason I totally supported Trump closing the borders because Biden opened them. If Biden had never opened
why not
them,
vote for him? Why not vote for him?
because first of all, I've said this on many occasions. I would have voted for Nikki Haley.
Please, okay.
I would have voted, definitely Nikki Haley, possibly DeSantis. I didn't like
There
it.
it is.
And never opened
Why not
them.
vote for him? Why not vote for him?
Because first of all, I've said this on many occasions. I would have voted for Nikki.
So this is what got Stephen A in hot orders with with Republicans, because DoorDasher. Thank you, babe. Tell them the code is 7384. It's my last four numbers of my phone number. Yeah.
Okay, we need to debunk the border open thing. Biden never opened the borders. The borders have never been closed. There's no such thing as open and closed borders. If people want to come in, they can fly, swim, crawl, whatever. So the borders being open was under Trump. It's always been under Trump. Biden followed a what was it what was it, executive order that was during the pandemic. That's why that was the reason why the borders were closed, the remain in Mexico type of thing. Had everything to do with the pandemic. Remember that Biden had inherited the pandemic from Trump. There's a reason why our borders were closed at the time. All we did once we reopened them was what we always do, and we allow the people who come through legally to come through, do the asylum, do the court, come to their court hearings or whatever. Please stop saying that the borders are wide open because of Biden. The borders have always basically been open. They've never really closed. We stopped traffic through the borders because of the pandemic. Okay? There's still people
That's
coming
the
in here now.
facts.
I was like, just please. The only reason why the traffic through the borders were complicated or quote unquote closed is because of the pandemic. We didn't need people coming in and out of the country. Especially the pandemic was worldwide. So stop saying that, please. And why are you only closing the southern border? It's people that come through it's border. It's a north border, south border, east border, west border. I mean, stop saying that. Y'all just think
Yeah,
about
the
Mexicans.
whole border conversation is definitely a crazy conversation. But I definitely want to say this. This next part of the clip is where Republicans are getting upset at Stephen A. Smith for saying that he would not vote for Donald Trump. Let's get to it.
The Republican
No, I'm
Party
just
is
answering your
not.
question about me. I'm just answering your question about me, just for clarification
fair.
purposes.
That's fair.
With immigration, the only reason I totally supported Trump closing the borders because Biden opened them. If
But
Biden had never opened
why not
them,
vote for him? Why not vote for him?
Ain't that bad.
because first of all, I've said this on many occasions. I would have voted for Nikki Haley. I would have voted definitely for Nikki Haley, possibly DeSantis. I didn't like his remarks about good points about slavery, so I probably turned against him because of that. I didn't appreciate that shit at all. But I would tell you for the most part, him, and I would vote for Marco Rubio. I wouldn't hesitate. But also know this about me, because I'm glad you asked, because I heard you touching on some of my politics with some of your cliques. And I was like, I can't wait to speak to this brother. Right. And I said to myself, listen, I don't blame him for feeling that way because he don't know me. And I've never really discussed a lot of this. But I said, listen, if you're sitting back and it's like, all right, it's immigration. Follow the Obama policy. Go ahead and keep that policy in place. I would have supported that. When you talk about safety in the streets, damn right. You ain't getting out of jail the same day you get in jail. Not on my watch. Mm-hmm. Oh, hell no. So in that regard, yeah, I'm more conservative than liberal. But entitlement programs are more liberal than conservative. I think the desolate and disenfranchised, because I think the desolate and disenfranchised need a helping hand from time to time. I know it helped me and my family. Now, we didn't lean on it. We didn't depend on it. We didn't live off of it for decades. But to get a helping hand, to uplift yourself, sometimes I think that's needed, and it doesn't bother me. So I'm pro-choice, because I don't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. I think I'm more of a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community than conservatives are. So those are
there's lots of that we didn't address because we was taking our food out the bag. So let me say this. First of all, shout out to Brittany. She said, "Gently, we see you, thickums."
Stop it.
Yeah, she said she saw that ass.
Stop it.
But more importantly, you shouldn't have to make an excuse to die in time why you didn't vote for Donald Trump. Right? And then you say this. You say you support women in their autonomies, right? Let me make sure I hear that right.
Because I think the desolate and disenfranchised need a helping hand from time to time. I know it helped me and my family. Now, we didn't lean on it.
So you support people getting food stamps. You support disenfranchised people, but you vote for somebody who is, or you also support Trump in certain aspects to the point where your influence is helping him hurt those disenfranchised people. That's interesting.
Safety in the streets, damn right. You ain't getting out of jail the same day you get in jail. Not on my watch. Mm-hmm. Oh, hell no. So in that regard, yeah, I'm more conservative than liberal. But entitlement programs are more liberal than conservative. I think the desolate and disenfranchised, because I think the desolate and disenfranchised need a helping hand from time to time. I know it helped me and my family. Now, we didn't lean on it. We didn't depend on it. We didn't live off of it for decades. But to get a helping hand, to uplift yourself, sometimes I think that's needed, and it doesn't bother me. So I'm pro-choice, because I don't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. I think I'm more of a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community than conservatives are. So those are the reasons why I would call myself an independent who leans a little bit left instead of right, to clarify.
But here's the thing, though, Stephen A.
I don't think you're pro-choice, and I don't think that you support the LGBTQIA plus community. I think you do all of that shit because you got to keep your job at ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm like, not even just that. I don't think you. If you are for pro-choice, the only reason why you pro-choice is because you have daughters. In which, if you sitting here complaining about going to Disney World and being in the sun for 24 hours, yeah, that's the way you thinking about your daughters. But as far as LGBTQIA, there were some disparaging things that you had to apologize for quite a few
Yeah.
times. So I'm not going to sit here and believe that. But I mean, of course, you
I'm not
have to.
buying it.
I'll say, you a wolf in sheep clothing. You have to say you got to sell it. Any supporter of pro-choice, like any supporter of pro-choice has, of course, you want the woman to have her bodily autonomy. Also, if you were also pro-choice, you would care about children, especially foster children and the children who are gunned down in mass shootings, and you will want gun reform and things of that nature. A lot of y'all pro-choice people are really not pro. I mean, pro-choice. So, yeah, as far as they made the LGBTQIA the boogeyman, because it's very seldom that you will find a man in the a man dressed as a woman in a female bathroom, or in women's sports. You say everything about trans women, but you don't say nothing about trans men, which is weird. So anyway, I digress.
I think at the end of the day, a lot of stuff that Stephen A is doing is performative because he will have public backlash immediately.
Just like
Immediately.
you get backlash from the Republicans currently.
Correct. That's all. Let's keep going.
Republican Party is not distancing itself from people that's choosing to live their life the way that they want to live it. That's not the position, and that's how it's marketed from the Democrat Party.
Okay.
There's plenty of gay people. There's plenty of people that live alternative lifestyles that are a part of the Republican Party. What the Republicans are basically saying and standing for is we should not be allowing for children to transition themselves or for parents to transition children before they become of age. We should not
totally
allow
agree with
for.
that.
But see that. But see that's the
1,000%
thing.
I agree
It's not
with you.
that Republicans
Name
are
a
radical. They're
statistic
not
that shows
radical
that.
in their stance against anything. They believe in freedom of religion for you to be able to practice however you want to practice.
Right.
They're not trying to abolish gay marriage. None of that stuff is.
So the
Name
conservatives, Anton, are you trying to say that the conservative movement for the last 50 years, at the very least, hasn't pushed God, man, child, God, man, woman, child? You trying to tell me that because this didn't start with gay people going into bathrooms. This started with gay people being gay. That's what it started off. So you trying to tell me, right, that for the last 100 years, going back to when Harvey Milk ran as a Democrat, that the Republicans wasn't trying to suppress these people at every opportunity, going so far as to get psychologists to register being gay damn near as a mental illness in the DSM-5.
Mm-hmm. In which they didn't. I was like, I mean, studies show that something completely different.
You can't make that
There
shit up, dog.
is, I said there are no children who are transitioning. Usually, they do not have their genitals cut off. It is against the law. You can read it. It is statistically shown that that doesn't happen. Yeah, you have parents who will allow their children to, grow their hair out. They may have they may get the hormones, but as far as them being able to truly transition, you cannot do that until you are an adult. You can look this up. It is
I think
not.
Michi against that shit too, Nay.
I,
He's against
I,
that for the most part, kids transitioning.
Yeah, I don't think you should do anything to your body until you're like 21.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
my thing,
that's
because
what
I'm
I'm
about to
saying.
argue with y'all on this one. We better have a nice little argument. Fuck it.
What are you arguing for?
Because I
No,
disagree.
like no. I said, but usually, when it comes down to fully transitioning, because when people say transsexual, um, just because a person grow their hair out and wear dresses doesn't mean you're transsexual. You have to literally go through the process. That means hormones and literally have your genitals transition to something else. And children don't do that.
Let me go and put this out there. Let me get to Brittany comments. Conservatives had no problem teaching their kids racism. Conservative had no problem teaching their kids how to hold guns. Yeah, I'm gonna say guns. I'm not gonna say pew pew. YouTube, sue me.
That's
Hold on, hold on.
TikTok.
Let me get this out. And then y'all can retort all y'all want. Conservative had no problem teaching young white boys about elitism
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to racism and when it comes to sexism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They had no problem, right, teaching their sons not to be with black women. Go fuck them, make them nut rags, but don't actually marry them and actually treat them like white women. Let's be real. Y'all want, like, the conservative party is extremely racist and extremely homophobic. When they're having conversations with their sons and daughters, I can't even use words that they use to describe gay people. The F word, right? When they talk about us, the N word, they use this shit freely. We had a comedian go online when Trump was running saying, hey, some people are from the shithole fucking place. I think they call it Puerto Rico, forgetting that was a part of our country. Just so they can shit on Puerto Ricans, and everybody clapped and laughed about it. It's like ridiculous that people want to tell people what they can do with their kids now. When y'all was the same ones when New York was racist as hell, when Yusef Hawkins died in New York and he got fucking shot by all them little white boys. Well, nobody's, where do you think they learned that racism from? So I don't like the argument that people, and I feel like Stephen A is taking a shot at Dwayne Wade, because I can't think of another kid outside of Zaya Wade that has publicly fucking did the whole transfer sex shit. And even if it was 1,000 of them, I wouldn't give a fuck because their parents is okay with it.
I don't even think he did it. I think he's just wearing wherever he wants to wear.
If Dwayne Wade, if parents are okay with this shit, I'm okay with it. The same way they okay with teaching racism, the same way they okay with teaching elitism. Y'all got it. That's my point about that.
That's right. I don't really. I said for people to have conservatives that have problems with the LGBTQIA, we have a person named what's his name, Bruce what Jenner, correct? Who lives in California, who was actually a known Republican, who would the following year was once he transitioned was named the Woman of the Year. Y'all didn't have a problem with a transsexual then. When it comes down to, like I said, children do not get their genitals removed. It's usually when they become adults. Now, as far as gender affirming, they do suggest that for psychological views for children and parents, yes, you can, speak to them, talk to them, put them through counseling and things like that. Gender affirming, which is the gender affirming hormone, in which they take if a boy wants to be a girl or a girl wants to be a boy, that type of thing. There are different stages and different types of gender affirming care that they have. A lot of people don't even know about the gender affirming care. Anyway,
that's why I really love Euphoria. That's why I really love Euphoria, because Euphoria is one of the few representations of a trans person that wasn't vilified. One, inaccurately interpreted. Two, or used as some type of fucking over exaggerated interpretation. More to give example of that, Shanae from Martin. That's what I don't like. That's why I don't watch that shit.
They villainized them. So
yes. Or used as a pun. All that other bullshit. That shit was lame as fuck. Yeah, the whole Shanae character, lame as fuck.
Was a perpetuating of a character of how black women
completely disrespectful to that entire group of people.
Yes.
So I don't want. That's why I never. When people always ask me about Martin, I never watched Martin. From a young man, I thought that shit was lame as fuck. So you don't like trans, but you're dressing up as a trans, depicting a character loud as hell, ghetto as hell,
of a black woman,
but it's also a man. You know what?
That's
You
why I
know
said to
what?
say, y'all pretend like you don't like the LGBTQIA, when we can clearly see. What is the app called? Grinder. When the Republican Party has their conference, Grinder was lit up like a Christmas tree, huh? But y'all don't like gay people.
And these niggas did it all the time. The same niggas that criticized Tyler Perry went and watched Big Mama House. The same niggas that criticized Tyler Perry watched that one white man when he played that one white woman when he wore the dress. What's his name? Robin Williams. He was in some movie
Miss
back in the day.
Doubtfire, and I love that movie.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I love Miss Doubtfire. Y'all didn't have
They
a
went
problem
to.
with that.
I can name so many
and
things they put on
played
dresses.
a gay character. I'm like, Robin Williams actually played a gay character along with Nathan Lane. What is it called? Damn, what's the name of that
this
movie?
whole thing about what kids are doing is extremely over exaggerated because a lot of kids are not doing it. That's the whole point about that.
Yes, the kids are not getting any type of sex change. Please stop saying that.
The kids are not doing that.
Like, please stop saying that. Usually, a child, shows signs, especially of sexuality, when they're around 3 to 6 years old. This is statistically shown in studies that show this type of thing. Usually, a child shows signs of liking the same sex when they're very, very young. They like heels, birdcage. Thank you. You didn't have a problem with to one food things for everything. You didn't have a problem with none of that stuff. You villainize these people for no apparent reason. You cannot get surgery on your body until you are an adult. Even a parent can't authorize the surgery. You can get the hormones, but you cannot get the actual surgery until you're an adult. Look it up.
So Brittany says, I went to the bathroom and I used to be pro-choice. I went to the bathroom, but I used to be pro-choice. But now I'm pro-give the child a good life once it gets here. If you understand you can't do that, then not having it is the most responsible thing to do. And then she says, let's just be honest, that people are mad about the trans stuff are people that want to control the future's private parts.
Future's
because
private parts.
That's how they will get future workers in America. Oh, I get it. Like they want to control who. I get that point. That's a good point. They want to control the work, like the labor force. That's a great point. If this next generation is not making babies, you don't have workers. Great point. Don't forget about
the one who
Snipes.
thinks of everything with Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
These niggas always doing that shit.
That's why I was saying y'all didn't have a problem. Y'all didn't have a problem with the drag queens, especially RuPaul, the most well-renowned drag queen of Black America. Everybody know about RuPaul.
And if you're being honest, a conservative like Anton and a conservative like Amir Odom, who is the black gay guy from YouTube, them niggas might publicly get along, but I guarantee you Anton don't agree with that nigga lifestyle. But you know what? Let's keep going.
Keep going.
Is existing, right? That is a marketing ploy. But Democrats are extreme in their push for it in order to align themselves with certain groups. No, that wasn't back in the day.
All right, I got that. But I grew up in the 80s and the 90s and what have you, and I was hearing a different thing from the Reagan and the H.W. Bush administration. So you got to take that into consideration. And maybe I dropped the ball because I'm thinking about Republicans and conservatives, and I'm thinking about what the party had always been, even up until McCain was running. And I'm looking at it from that lens. That's all I'm going to. But let me get back to you.
Hold on, but let's stay on the my body, my choice part.
Sure, no problem.
Republicans are not removing women's rights to do what they want to do with their body. The only thing
know what? I'm gonna let you finish your point, Anton. I'm gonna let you finish your point.
From that lens. That's all I'm going to. But let me get back to you.
Hold on, but let's stay on the my body, my choice part.
Sure, no problem.
Republicans are not removing women's rights to do what they want to do with their body. The only thing that they're saying is we don't want that to be the responsibility of the federal government. If that's what you want, then you can vote for it on a state level. That's all they're saying. But see, the miscommunication.
No, that's not what happened. Sorry. They literally banned it. They made it so doctors couldn't even help these people. They banned it, bro. They went so far as to saying they will lock up doctors who tried to help and remove their licenses. So when you said, you know what, my wife is here, she got it.
I'm just saying because there are some states without maternity wards or maternity care. They're deserts.
Wisconsin is one of them.
Yeah, and there are a lot of states that don't have OBGYNs because of this. There are a lot of medical students who are choosing to go to Democratic states and not even deal with any red states that they can't practice.
And remember that video we watched at the Wisconsin Supreme Court?
Yeah.
When it was somehow how
they won. They turned it down. Yeah.
That little girl got no, not that situation. I'm talking about the situation where they were talking about the little girl
She
who had got raped, and well, I don't even use that word anymore. She got SA'd, and she ended up getting pregnant from it. And they was just like, well, she gotta have a baby, remember?
Yeah.
And it was like,
she threw it was a scenario, and she threw it out there, and he was like, according to that, yeah, that's what she will have to do.
That's the kind of doctrine them niggas was saying. She wouldn't even be able to
a 10-year-old
pay for her own, because Anton was making an argument that the government don't want to have to pay for it. But even if she had the option to pay for herself, they took that away.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. I don't want to hear about we needed to kick it back down to the states. No, there was a reason why it was federally protected, not just state sanctioned. But to say that they haven't taken away women's rights is absolutely ridiculous. Tell it to the mothers who are dying or who have died or who had to flee to other states to get medical attention or they were going to die. Like, this is ridiculous. They literally just tried to pull a doctor from New York.
But you so-called pro-choice.
Florida? What was it from? They were trying to pull a doctor from New York to Florida. And New York said, no, we got laws. You're not pulling our doctor anywhere. She's protected.
Yeah, they tried to fuck her over.
Yeah.
I said there was just a young lady here in Georgia who was arrested and it may be charged with murder because she had a AB. So she actually
Tennessee
had
just tried to charge. Remember Tennessee? They lost the bill too. That nobody voted. It was literally online. She called out the bill number and she said, no one's raised their hands. Not even the people that wrote the bill didn't raise their hands. And basically, the bill says that it was going to criminalize and make having an AB giving you the death penalty for women. Yes, no one voted. Tennessee and said no, absolutely not.
But how can you be pro-choice but you don't care about the mother? If you're pro-choice, that means if you're pro-life, because I'm talking about these pro-lifers. If you're so pro-life, why you don't care about the condition of the woman? She's alive. She's living.
I mean, they don't. They're forcing women to have C-sections when they don't want them.
So you cannot be pro-life. I said pro-life is the entity of all life. When a fetus is not alive until it's breathing on its own. That's why your birthday starts on the day that you're born, not the day you're conceived, because there's a window when you're conceived. They guesstimate when you conceive. They don't know the exact date when conception is advocated. So anyway, pro-lifers get on my nerves. People who can't stand trans people get on my nerves.
People who don't mind their own fucking business get on my nerves.
Get on my nerves.
Like, that has nothing to do with y'all niggas.
Like, it got nothing to do with
what they got going on has nothing to do with y'all now. Women making a point about the cis women and all that shit. Fine.
Yes, I'm not a cis woman.
Points.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, those are valid points. Well, the rest of that shit is just niggas be on some prejudice shit. We can call it what it is. Then you can make sure I get to all the comments.
That's when I worry about the life. I'm talking about I'm worried about the life. A life begins at, to me, life begins at birth.
It should.
They say life begins at conception. But you're not living and breathing on your own until you're outside of the womb. Everything else you can depend on the mother.
I would agree. What we got up here? Let me make sure I read this thoroughly. Marcy says, I still can't believe people. I can't believe people still don't get the most ABs are sought by couples that already have children. What the fuck?
But
Brittany
listen,
says,
okay,
what about the life of the kid after it comes out the vagina?
yeah,
That's why I
pro-life.
stopped being pro-life.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't care if you're pro-life. You're supposed to care about all sanctity of life, meaning living, breathing, sentient people.
Because that 10-year-old that gives birth, she can't go get food stamps. Y'all said no. She can't even consent for herself to have surgery. So how can she consent to
Can't get a
herself?
job or nothing.
Right, she can't get a job or nothing. So how is she supposed to support the child? It's supposed to be the parents. What if the parents knew that their child shouldn't have a child? This is why I feel like the same thing about you being able to transition. You shouldn't be able to transition until you're 21, because if a child can't consent to SA or sexual acts, a child can't consent to signing up for resources that they may need because they're 10. What makes you think they can consent to take hormones? And we never talk about the people who reverse back and say, I just needed some help. I just needed someone to talk to.
Well, that's why it's different.
People? Because we
I
don't
said
never
that's
hear
why
about the
it's
stories where
different.
people reverse back and say, you know what? I thought I wanted to be trans, but actually I wasn't trans.
Those videos are out there.
Right?
I'm like,
But they're
I'm
not
like,
publicized. You don't
I
hear
said-
about that.
I say but it's
Yeah.
very few far in between. Most people who transition are happy with their transition. Now, yes, there are some stories out there who should have said, I think I made a decision.
No, there are not some stories, Nate. It's a nice percentage of people saying that's one thing I thought, and that's not what it is. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is I don't care which side is on it. I'm not about children doing a lot of things to their body because I'm in education. I know how the brain is not developed yet. And children make decisions and they can't make decisions because they're so hyper vigilant. This is why we have SEL lessons in school called social emotional learning because of this. They shouldn't be able to consent to hormones at 12.
That's why
they can barely control their way they feel, the way they think, how they reason, the way
regulation,
they react, how they reflect in school.
Yeah, regulation.
So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to deal with that plus someone who's taking hormonal pills and their brain isn't even done developing yet? Certain parts need to be developed. No,
I'm like, so that's why
and I'm not Republican.
That's why
I don't even care if Democrats say, oh, they're for it. I'm still going to be like, no, you shouldn't be able to transition until you're 21, 18 at the most. And if we're going to put it there,
I'm like 18 as you adult. That's what I'm saying.
21 for something that like y'all don't even let women that young decide at 16 she don't want to be a mom. She want her tubes tied.
Yeah,
you don't even do that.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna sit up and tell us?
Really
oh well, yeah, she can transition into a man, but she can't get her tubes tied. That's crazy to me.
I agree with
layers
you.
to this
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. Like
that's what I said. I agree
conversation
to
about these people. We'd be an hour. We won't even finish the video. You know what I'm saying? Because the conversation has too many layers to it. That's one of them conversations we have to specifically break down the entire topic because it's too many layers. We only let me see how far we get into this video. We're only 18 minutes of an hour, and it's because Anton and Stephen A. Smith are not going to have in-depth conversations. They're bringing up a whole bunch of topics and skating through them. But a topic like that, it'll take too long to break down, and I would need facts.
Yeah,
I mean, explicit facts about because I don't think that's a big deal at all. I just don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? I think there's so much other different stuff, especially in the black community. As a black man, I'm more concerned about niggas not reading.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, I didn't go vote for Democrats because of that. I personally believe in people being able to do whatever they want with their children.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I don't agree.
For the most part.
Yeah.
People do what they want with their kids.
Yeah, I'm talking about within like logic, reason. They want to send them to school, if they want to vaccinate them and stuff like that. I'm not talking about any type of consenting to like sexual acts and turning children into surrogates for you and your boyfriend. Yeah, I'm not talking about stuff like that. Or
taking your kid to R. Kelly or some shit.
Like, yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about within like reason. They want to pull their child out to go on a vacation for 2 weeks on fruit. They should be able to do that without being penalized, because that's the thing too. If they don't want their children to have certain things going on, a doctor should be able to override that. You know, it's just like.
Before I go back to the video, I'm gonna ask the question then. Is Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union bad parents?
I don't think they're bad parents. No. I personally would never allow it with my child, but I don't tell other people how to raise their kids.
Nay,
I don't care what you do with your kids.
I don't think they were bad parents. I think they followed.
Okay, we're on the same page then.
Yeah, I don't think
because I'm a major fan I'm a huge fan of Dwayne Wade's, and I think that the same thing that Russell Wilson is doing for Sierra's son, Little Future, Dwayne Wade is doing for Zaya Wade. I genuinely feel that. I feel like at the end of the day, that child is going to experience hate not only within her own community, but Black, being biologically a male and being gay and being in the public. So much different hate from 1,000 different angles. You need somebody who actually give a fuck about you. And that goes for anybody. Look at Anton got a hate coming from 1,000 different ways. I can only imagine how stressful that shit is. But the fact that he got Rita and everybody there to support him, it makes it easier. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, I got gay cousins, I got gay friends. I wouldn't push them to the side. I wouldn't push my friend Fear to the side because she like women. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't fuck with that. What's good, frat? What's going on, family? Nice to see you, man. Hey, we monetize. Let me know you a real person. Send me a little $5 super chat over here, man. And I'll make sure I get you that wrench. But let's keep going, man.
Is that they're completely against it. I can disagree with your lifestyle, but still respect your right to do what you want to do because we're governed by the Constitution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like my ultimate thing is we are a republic governed by the Constitution, and so we're protected based off of our rights, our amendments, our right to carry, right? All of these things. Trump is the only person that's protecting and going against birthright citizenship for illegal migrants, leveraging that when that was literally made for Black people and slaves. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything that he's doing policy-wise when he's when he's developing a lot of these things that create criteria for people to meet the expectation in order for them to get certain things, even when it comes to government services and help and food stamps and Section 8 and all of that stuff. They're not getting rid of it. They want to remove the people that are taking advantage of it from a fraud perspective.
Let me throw this by you. Let me throw this scenario about you. Do you have siblings?
I do. 3 brothers, no sisters.
All right, so you don't have any sisters. Okay. So it's a difficult question to ask you, but I'm gonna try anyway, because I have 4 older sisters. I have 4 older sisters, right?
Okay.
So you feel the way that you feel. But your sisters come up to you and say, you ain't a woman. I am. And we need this. And what he or they are proposing is against us. Now, that's not a community backlash. That's not worrying about what the public thinks. But I'll be damned if I didn't hear my sisters come in my face and remind me of the fact that you were raised by 5 women, and we don't appreciate what he and them, meaning the GOP, are attempting to do when it comes to our rights as women. I'm asking you, what are you supposed to say, think, and feel in that particular scenario?
Ask him about his daughter. You fucked up, Stephen A. Missed opportunity. And I don't always bring up.
Yeah, I was say you could have definitely talked about that daughter.
I don't always bring up Leslie Anton. I hardly ever even mention her name. But in this situation, I will bring up Leslie because Leslie is about to be of age. That's right. She's about to be of age this year.
If she is not already.
And because she's on her way to womanhood, what if her rights were stripped away from her?
Well, her rights are stripped away from her.
Her rights are stripped away from her. What are you talking about? Her rights are stripped away from her.
Like, what are we talking about?
But he don't see it that way.
Because she's still so young right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I was starting by saying because she's coming to womanhood, we don't know. Maybe she pregnant in 30. Maybe she pregnant next fucking year.
Even if she is pregnant at 30, what happens if that fetus is not liable for her body or with her body and conducive with her body? She can have any type of medical complications.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, People think that, what about the women who do want children and want healthy pregnancy and want to carry these pregnancies to term, and they can't because there's so many complications that come along with pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So just because your child doesn't believe in ABs, or you don't believe in
like
ABs,
they don't understand.
Doesn't mean that she's going to have a healthy pregnancy. Hopefully she does.
And
but
then
a lot of women,
they don't.
And Brittany, I heard Anton say he had a daughter. Brittany, I heard Anton said he had a daughter, but Stephen A. Brittany, he didn't ask him about it. He said, what if your sisters, because you don't got no sisters. I think he didn't want to mention the daughter because I think Stephen A. was aware of the Corey Holcomb situation and didn't want to highlight the fact that she was a minor. But I would have asked that nigga, your daughter, what if your daughter come to you saying that shit? But go ahead, man.
A lot of people don't even understand there are different types of pregnancy. Like, you're telling me that a woman's supposed to, I'm like, a topic pregnancy is supposed to be carried to term. That's what you're telling me. So because that is a viable reason why a woman should be able to have the fetus removed, because it can destroy her fallopian tube, or it may be growing outside of the uterus. And there are many nuances to having an AB, beside which is what Gently already said, medical complications.
But Nick, I don't even think there are nuances. Medical complications have
you're
always
also
been
not,
here.
he's not also
It's just the only thing
understanding.
that's caught up is that we have better medicine now. We have better procedures now. We understand the human body now. And women's bodies are just now starting to be studied. They didn't study women's bodies 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Only bodies were ever studied was men. This is why so many women across history lost their lives in labor for really simple things that we live for today. So there's no nuances.
They act like
it's
women
just that we know more about pregnancy than we did before. Because literally, and then when it was a death penalty back in what, the 1500s, the 1400s, the 1800s, it was a death penalty becoming pregnant. You didn't know if you was going to live or survive. Even the fact that especially people like royalty or people in power and houses and things of that nature, they literally will plan, if she passes on, what are we going to do with these children? Who is he going to marry next? Because that's how easily women were losing their lives during pregnancy and in labor. What?
I said, can you read Brittany comment too?
Oh, hey, Brittany. People don't know that baby inside you is eating you alive. Like, it's literally sucking the life out of you. It's literally pulling everything from you. You're literally
a parasite.
Yeah, it's a parasite.
I'll say a lot of people get uncomfortable with that, with the analogy, but that's exactly what a fetus is.
It's like having a leech on you 24 hours, 7 days a week for the next 9 months, changing your very body, tearing up your abdominal wall, tearing it up to the point where some women need surgery.
Shifting your organs.
Your organs are never the same. Like, no, you don't get to tell women if they carry babies or not. No, absolutely not.
Damn.
No.
I'm like, they're really trying to. I'm like, and then the Republican Party is really trying to disfranchise women from careers. They're literally taking away certain careers that women are predominantly going after. It's not like we just talked about the SAVE Act, where it's going to disfranchise a lot of women who are married and who have changed their names and their birth certificate doesn't match their license. So y'all are literally, the Republican Party has targeted people of race, people of color, and women.
I agree. Let's keep going.
I want them to tell me what rights is being removed from them, because I know that women often at times react emotionally, and they're letting their emotions dictate their actions, right? It's okay for you to be emotional. Everybody has emotions, but I'm not going to let that determine what I actually do, right? And so the thing that I want to understand is the facts. So I would have a conversation with them, and I would ask them, what right is it that's being removed from you? Because I don't see it. I don't see any policy. I don't see any legislation. I don't see anything that's being removed from you from a Republican perspective.
Medical rights.
Okay.
in time.
That's like one.
He got his fucking
He's like, he's
y'all got it.
crazy.
Y'all ladies,
Like,
I'll let y'all go
oh my
first.
God, like literally medical rights. The fact that a young lady can't even go in and ask to have her tubes tied so she doesn't have any children, that's a right you have taken away from her. No one takes us. There's no laws on the books about males' bodies at this point. Also, you know who else takes away right? Insurance companies. They don't want to give certain anesthesia for certain procedures. They just want women to suffer through it, take ibuprofen, literally scraping inside of a woman's uterine wall, and an insurance company denied it. And the guy had to literally call for her and say, no, you need to authorize this, or I'm going to have he was not playing. He said, that's ridiculous. She was suffering from endometriosis. And it's very painful. So what are you talking about? Like, medical rights are definitely the main right now.
I said you act like women, especially black women, weren't. You act like black women weren't sterilized, and what was it, the 1980s and some of the 90s, where they were literally operating on women and tying their tubes and on purpose. Like, you act like it wasn't forced sterilization against women. You act like
that's at one period. Like, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That's like at one period, but I'm talking about like what's happening now.
You act
medical
like,
rights, educational rights now
like
as well.
Like now, I'm like, I'm like, you act like AB is not a part of part of. They're literally trying to get rid of contraception for women.
Yeah, you're taking away reproductive rights, medical rights, reproductive rights, educational rights, and all of this severely impacts women. Literally, it severely impacts women. You even support people who's trying to put women back into the homes, and you're taking away legal rights, no fault divorce. Like, it's so much that you're doing. Brittany says again, they are trying to make it that your job is having children. I agree, Brittany. And the way to survive is to have a baby because a man will take care of you. Sound familiar? Yeah. Men don't take care of families. Men don't solely take care of families. Like, let's stop.
I said men of these days, men of these days can barely afford to take care of a family, especially a family of 4. They can barely take care of themselves. A lot of people these days are literally 50-50.
Maybe baby boomers at some point, when they had the baby boomers had it the best out of all generations, because no other generation outside of the baby boomers has gained and prospered and have really good savings and pension plans and stuff like that. Than any other generation. They're the best. They had it the best. So like, no, we don't have baby boomers. So let's stop it acting like these men are out here really providing for families when y'all are having a hard time paying $200 a month in child support. And I'm not talking about no celebrities. So let's not talk about no celebrities. Okay. The average male doesn't pay that much in child support. And that's regardless of any race. So what do you mean taking care of families? They were taking care of families. Women would need assistance if they were taking care of families. I want to hear that. Yes, Brittany, if a young lady says, I'm having a baby on purpose to get a man and take care of her, she's a whore or gold digger. I agree. And then they'll call it irresponsible at that. Like, no, get the hell out of here somewhere. This man is a clown. This man is a whole, like, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like the only way he's going to have an eye-opening, awakening, and it's coming over the next 15 years, it's coming.
I said, I agree.
It's coming.
Okay. I said, I agree with OG. I said, the mere fact that he said women are too emotional, I said, aren't we in a war based off a man's emotion?
His feelings, literally, I quote, I had a feeling.
I had a feeling that even though Tulsi Gabbard came out and said, no, we didn't have this. When we got into the conflict with Afghanistan, it was, I had a feeling that there were weapons of mass destruction. When we find out there were no weapons of mass destruction, we lost how many soldiers again? How many soldiers have we lost so far since we've been in this war for almost a month with
Ridiculous.
Iraq? And you keep sending more people over there, and Iraq is like, hey, we're not going to back down. But now Trump is starting to ask for your allies, and see, allies don't want to help you no more because you sat there and involved yourself in a conflict that had nothing to do with you in the first place. So you want to talk about women being emotional? Y'all the most impulsive, emotional creatures on this motherfucking planet. What are you talking about? Y'all literally destroy nations because of your emotions. Civilizations have been destroyed because of men's emotions.
Robert literally led a rebellion all because he liked this young lady. Like, he literally led a whole rebellion all over his emotional feeling or connection that he had to her, which she never had. He only seen her once. All because he wanted her. He was driven by literally emotion. But okay.
Thank you.
And if you know what I'm talking about, you know, you know.
When you sit up and say, oh, women are emotional, no, women are emotionally intact than men are. Y'all are impulsively emotional. Y'all impulse you can't help it. That's why you need someone to calm you down. You constantly have to have your mind or something or have your.
That's why y'all asking women to be y'all peace.
That's why you're asking women to be your counselor.
Right, be your counselor, be your therapy, be your helpmate. That's why you want all that extra stuff from women.
Emotional. I said that's why it's good for the child to be with the mother for a certain period of time, because we supply them with emotional regulation. We teach them emotional regulation, especially in boys, because y'all are impulsive. Like, come on now.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Shout out to OG Patrice. I do agree with you. Most of these bandits are far more emotionally unstable than women. Women have shown extreme restraint versus men. Men will delete each other over the most slightest of slights. I mean, literally.
He stepped on my shoe.
He called me a hoe. In Chicago, he called me a goofy. Child. These niggas will step on some shit just because. But nigga said I was a goofy. Okay. So you had to shoot him? Yeah. For the most part, yeah. Southside niggas specifically. No offense. No smoke. I'm just a beach ass nigga.
Anton Daniels right here, straight shooter with yours truly, Stephen A. I want to get to the black community in this regard, because one of the things that, listen, like I said, I don't consider myself a black conservative. I consider myself a black man who is an independent that leans left on some things and leans right. That's me. That's how I think about myself.
You can't be that way, Stephen A. You cannot be that way.
I believe I can. I believe I can.
No. We can which way he can be, but you just say Republicans don't
tell
you
people
or don't tell you which way to be, but you're literally telling him which way he can be.
Republicans don't tell you to pick a side.
What? You're Republican telling him to choose a side, and that he can't be like this. That's what you just said.
Republicans don't tell you to pick a side.
But you can't be this way. You can't be that way. I don't know. You can't choose that side. Like, what?
You gotta choose a side, bitch. And coincidentally, in all the conservative videos I've watched, that's exactly what they said about you. They said Anton did a very good job telling him he got to pick a side. Well, coincidentally, rooting for Anton, who told this man that you don't got to pick sides. But here we go again. Flawed logic, inconsistency in their ideologies. It's common amongst these type of people. And I say these people, to be specific, I mean people who are not intellectuals when it comes to politics. Stephen A. is a brilliant sports pundit. He is not a brilliant political pundit. Anton Daniels is a brilliant shock jock YouTuber.
He wouldn't last on Abby's show. They would rip him to pieces. He went on Abby
Phillips would invite Anton Daniels to
his show because he doesn't have the intellect that she needs.
That would have been embarrassment.
Yeah. She wouldn't bring him on her show.
Complete embarrassment.
Answer, I will gladly come on your show. We can argue about that all day, every day, bro. I'm happy to. I can't. Oh, come on. Oh, please, man. All you got to do is say
can't wait because
you say the word. I will come on your show. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all.
You can do that in sports. You can't do that in popular culture and politics.
Because
people in the middle get ran over. You got to pick one side or the other.
45% of the U.S. population is independent right now. I would beg to differ on that. It's climbing.
They're not.
If anything, listen, the independent vote, I think, is going to swing the election one way or the other. What do you say to that?
Not. I don't believe.
You don't think that's going to happen?
I don't believe that 45% of the population is independent. I think that they say that as a cop out, but not wanting to actually say out loud exactly what they represent and who it is that they support, especially within the Black community. It's not popular to say that you're a Republican. It's not popular to say that you're conservative. And so what people lean on is to say, well, I'm independent, in order to give themselves an out for what it is that they choose and not to be accountable for who they support. That's what really is happening. See, I don't believe in what people say. I believe in what people do, right? And I think that a lot of times people are peer pressured, especially today in the Black community, to vote against their own best interest because it's not popular to do and you can't be a part of the cool kids club. And so even with you, I don't like the fact that you apologize for some of the things that you said because you were absolutely right, especially.
Here we go. Prepare yourselves to hear Jasmine Crockett name be thrown in the mud by two 50-year-old men. I mean, I don't know how old Jasmine Crockett is, but I don't even think she's 40 years old, bro. She don't know y'all niggas, bro. Damn. You know what? Let's keep going, B.
Best interest because it's not popular to do and you can't be a part of the cool kids club. And so even with you, I don't like the fact that you apologize for some of the things that you said because you were absolutely right, especially and particularly against how Jasmine Crockett was representing herself. But because the woke mob decided that they wanted to make you the punching bag and to come after you, and they still didn't and don't support you and didn't accept your apology. But in particular, and I'm saying this, not you, the Don Lemons, the Joy Reids, all of these people, they don't respect you.
Stephen A., you gonna let the nigga name drop like that? So you don't know us, Stephen A. We do this on purpose on YouTube. And when Nighters just came up and asked me why I don't go to other people's show, that's why. Because I do the same shit. Oh, yeah, Sharon, you gonna act like you ain't had them Thorpe white bitches over there? You gonna act like you ain't had Tommy over there after he said all that shit about Black women? And what about you and them Nude Beach comments about the kids? That's what we do. You see, Anton want a response from Joy Reid. She's not gonna do it.
She's not gonna do it because he's beneath her.
He is beneath her.
He's beneath her, and I wouldn't do it either.
He want a response from Jasmine Crockett. She's not gonna do it.
Yeah, they're beneath her.
These people are intellectually above you. Stephen A., you belittled yourself in this interview by giving a presence to an individual who, again, you're about to see. If you're not going to see it from me, trust me, you're going to see it from Taz.
They're finna drag you, bro.
If you're not going to see it from me, I have every belief in my heart that GOAT is going to see this interview. And see, Stephen A., I know you enough to know you love Michael Jordan. You love Michael Jordan. You call him the GOAT, right? In our space, Taz is the GOAT. No one goes against it. No one is trying to take his crown. In order to do it, it'd be a hard head to take off. I don't think y'all boys ready. I think you take this interview down. Because once him and his wife Nyla get a hold of it, you're fucked. Now, Anton is going to continue to ascend in the space and do interviews, but for you, this is descending. You were supposed to get someone like Joy Reid. Why you haven't interviewed her? As much as you talked about her.
She won't talk to him.
Will she? I think she would. Why you haven't interviewed Jamel Hill? You love Detroit, right?
I don't think these women want to talk to him.
They don't want to talk to you.
I don't think these women want to talk to him.
I'm gonna see if we can get Jamel Hill on, see if she'll do a show with us. I'm gonna email her. I'm gonna do everything I can to contact her because she is a actual cast technical high school graduate who is actually doing big things in the world, who actually love Black people. Teslyn Figaro, who actually has supported my show financially once. I appreciate her. It was one of my favorite cash apps to this day. Why you haven't brought her on? Oh, is it because she will actually shit on you. I'm doing a whole segment. I'm spending a whole like few months doing a Tesla and Figaro segment. I love Tesla and Figaro. You know what that is? Yeah, she a bad motherfucker. Brittany says, Anton is going places and stirring a pot. I love it. Just think, Corey, then Tasha, not Steven. That's what I'm saying, Brittany. Niggas acting like I saw Free talking about something. We shutting Anton down. He ain't getting no views no more. I'm saying, what? Freezy, you got to be out of your fucking mind. He was just a part of a paid subscription program in TashaKlive.com that is not even on YouTube to this day. And motherfuckers got reviews. I mean, most of you niggas who never paid for a subscription in your life bought a subscription just to watch that nigga Anton. That's the facts, nigga. That's the facts. Then y'all niggas went as far as to using Tasha K a little Zoom video and send the Tawana ass over there. And now Free's doing video telling so Tasha K struck my channel. Yeah, bitch. She had 4 or 5 doctors, all kind of people up there with their real names because it's a paid subscription. Y'all niggas posting this shit. So y'all can go against Anton. You know why I didn't do that video? Because I know Tasha. I know, and I showed my wife the measure between me and Tasha. Did I not? Tasha don't play around with her content, y'all. That bitch is, she like Cersei. And if you don't know, then you'll find out. Just like all y'all niggas that she striked. I was happy she struck y'all niggas. I was hoping she deleted y'all niggas' channels, low-key. But anyway, let's keep going.
Unless you align with what they believe. And so even when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, they don't believe in diversity unless it's aligned with what they believe, which goes against it. It's an oxymoron, right? It's hypocritical. And so even when you have an opinion, they don't believe in Black Republicans. Mm-hmm. They only believe if you believe in them and diversity as it aligns with their agenda. Mm. That doesn't make sense. How can you want to have voices in every part of government or voices that's different from yours or representation, but you don't want representation when it doesn't agree with you? Right. Like I can disagree with you on a particular issue, but it doesn't mean that I remove your right to vote or your humanity, or I can't agree with you on this other issue. But that's not what they do. They're not tolerant like they sell you.
We all know that when we come
so you're trying to tell me the Republicans are like this? I didn't want to bring him up.
Like, oh my goodness.
I didn't want to bring him up. And yeah, Brittany, I ain't gonna lie, Anton is content. I'm not even gonna take that away from that nigga. I have learned humility over the years. Back in the day, I'm like, man, fuck that nigga ain't content. Not a nigga content. And thank you, Anton, for helping me get these channels monetized. I appreciate you, sir. Greatly. Now, OG Patrice says Anton is working his way to Piers Morgan platform. I mean, if Myron can make his way there, then yeah, Anton's next. If Myron Gaines, who had on a Klansman hoodie, can make his way to Piers Morgan, then yeah, you got it. He might make it there. And I ain't gonna say shit. We're gonna just do a reaction. Gotta lay down bad. Okay, give me Michi gotta go, y'all. Let's go ahead and watch your league. Go ahead, Michi.
Like my back's starting to hurt.
You got a full screen, big booty, Michi. Go ahead, Michi, so I can see that thing.
My back's starting to hurt and stuff like that. Like I need to go lay down right now.
Everybody want to see that ass when you walk away. So
I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. I mean, I'll still be in a chat. It's just that I need to go lay down right now. Prop my legs up and stuff. Prop my feet.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Second line.
So I'm getting a little.
Okay. Let me try to move this chair out the way.
Here he go.
Ooh.
Look at it. Look.
Just to get.
Look at them short shorts. Ow!
Oh, let me go and turn off this.
Ow!
Turn this portrait mode for y'all. Look.
Don't do that. Hey, I got like one. I'm taking my stuff. Right. Why you eat my cookie?
I did eat your
cookies.
I ate one of your cookies.
I don't even want it now. It ain't the same.
Look at that thing. That thing in that thing. That thing Thanking. Look at it.
You niggas don't get no pussy, boy.
But
Niggas ain't getting no coochie at all, you hoe ass
I
niggas.
said, Anton want to go back.
Anton ain't doing shit but running his
I
fucking
said, now
mouth.
this nigga sitting here talking about diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. I said, not him talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility because it's DEIA, if you want to be honest. And I said, DEIA is not about really, it's not about black people. It's all about women, a lot of white women. It helped white women. Like, I mean, yeah.
DEI.
Just
If you don't,
saying.
if people don't know that DEI benefited white women more than anybody else by now, they just ignoring the fucking facts and they want to blame black.
Something
women.
wrong with you.
That's all it is.
They just want to
say you
blame
hate black women
black
without
women.
saying you hate black women, bro. God damn.
When it comes to cancel culture, the
damn.
Democrats are the ones that are guilty of that. It ain't the Republicans
100%.
and the right trying to get people canceled. It's the progressive left. There's no doubt about that. We see that every single day. As it pertains, and I'm glad you brought that up, as it pertains to my apology to Jasmine Crockett, what happened was Trump came out thereafter because I backed it up and I stayed on my position. Or not just the first time, but the second time. But then Trump came and used that as an excuse to start questioning our IQ and the intelligence of this black woman. And I didn't want to be a part of that. That's why I apologize for it. You can agree or disagree
You
with it.
can't apologize for something that you didn't do wrong, Stephen.
Well, again, but if I felt like I contributed to something that happened wrong to her, that was my only issue. It didn't take away from what I was saying. Yo, acting like that ain't gonna cut it. Yo, that's not gonna win the election for you. That's not gonna win the Senate seat. That's not gonna make you have more power, more influence in the House of
That's not
Representatives.
who you
Sure
are.
enough,
That's not who you are when you talk about sports. When you talk about sports, you say what you say, and it is what it is.
Yeah, but the point is I have the facts to back it up, not just my opinions. See, when the Detroit Pistons lose to the New York Knicks, it's when they lose to the New York Knicks, Anton, right? Okay, I can speak definitively as to why, because the outcome is the outcome. There's nothing subjective about it. So a lot of, and I get what you're saying, and I appreciate your comment about that because a lot of people have looked at me, and even when they've supported me, they've been critical of me from the standpoint, yo, he's talking, but it ain't the same Stephen A. with sports. And I'm like, yo, I got facts to back me up. In politics, this is my perspective. And somebody comes up with something else, I'm listening to you right now. I'm going like this. Well, I did feel this way, but damn, he did make a damn good point here, and he did make a damn good point there. I got to listen. I got to think about that because that's how it is.
If they would have listened to you, if they would have
listened to you, she would have won. She would have won.
We align with that, right? But
Nigga, are you out your motherfucking mind? Are you, Stephen A? There's no way you can believe in your fucking heart that if Jasmine Crockett would have sought your advice and listened tooth and nail, that she would have won. Oh my fucking God. This is how delusional black
you are
men
actually one of the main reasons why she lost.
Is paying you any fucking attention.
One of the main reasons is always one of our men.
One of the problems with black males is black males are extremely delusional. A lot of you niggas say stupid shit like black males are the most sought after by all races. You know what I'm saying? We the sexiest niggas on the planet. We so many lies. So much fuckery. Stephen A., you are a sports pundit, sir. You're a sports pundit. Some people love you, some people hate you. The niggas who support LeBron James, I'm not one of them niggas. I think Larry Bird better than LeBron James. That's me personally. But they don't like how you treated Bronny James. I don't give a fuck about Bronny James. Fuck Bronny James and fuck LeBron too. But at the same time, it's different when you shitting on LeBron versus you shitting on Jasmine Crockett. Cause she be out the way. She trying to do stuff for the people. And it's harder for her to do stuff for the people that she need to when she got grown ass men standing in her way, violating, saying that she talk ghetto or the rest of this whole shit, instead of focusing on what the fuck she trying to do for the community. Stephen A., if you ever watch this, and maybe you will, but maybe you won't. I think you should focus on your commonalities, you and Jasmine Crockett. Y'all both want what's best for black people, then work on that together. But focusing on controlling her vernacular. And then, as you said, that led to Donald Trump saying that she was a low IQ black woman. That's what happened, bro. You helped these white men fuck over black women. And I'm not, I wasn't happy when they was calling you a coon. And I'm still unhappy that you put yourself in a situation. But you got to hold yourself accountable, my nigga. You help perpetuate this idea that she's talking like a hoe on the street, basically. That shit not cool. What's up, Drip? That shit not cool at all, dog.
Instead, we're more focused on how we feel instead of the results, which leads back to your original question about having a conversation with your sisters. My goal is to get the best results. And ultimately, sometimes I can't even be the nice person to you because I have to be the best person for you, right?
Okay.
I kind of look at it, especially when it comes to women, because there are women that I still protect my family and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can't be, like I have a daughter, and I know that you have a couple daughters.
Yeah.
I can't be her friend. I have to be her father. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes she doesn't know what's best for her, which I can lead her through that with the conversation. But more importantly, I need to educate her at the same time. But I still want the best results. And if people really cared about Jasmine Crockett, then they would have stood 10 toes down and told her the truth instead of just going along with the get along gang to make her feel good about it. And now she's not even a part of she got eliminated in the primary.
There you go. We're talking to Anton Daniels right here on Straight Shooter. What's the hardest part about being a black conservative?
It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. It's beautiful. I think that it's like being a man. Sometimes you got to, I think the true measure of a man is doing the things you.
Well, shout out to, I didn't even see this to just now, man. Shout out to Vixen for her $10 cash app. I appreciate y'all, man. Vixen just bought me a cup of coffee. And actually, Vixen, that's the first cash app of the night. And I'm going to celebrate it with all of my little money things.
Ooh, cash make the coochie go woo woo.
It's time for the circulator. It's time for the circulator. I'ma shake my money. I'ma shake my money. It's time for the circulator. It's time for the circulator. It's time for the circulator. It's time for the circulator.
I don't know how to dance but can lean and make the ghetto bitch put their hands on their knees. I don't know how to dance but can lean. I don't know how to dance but can lean. I don't know how to dance but can lean and make the ghetto bitches put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto bitches put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto bitches put their hands on my hands on my knees.
JP, I'm fly with it. CIT, ride with it. Right cheek.
Hey. Simp Angels in the house. This is a throwback. Yeah. Shout out to Bow Wow Baby Mama. Let's get it.
Don't want to do when you don't want to do it. All the time, you don't always want to get up and go to work, right? Because sometimes you're tired. But guess what? Part of being a man is getting up and taking care of business because you got people to take care of. And I think that we've lost that as men, and as masculinity is continuously demonized in the culture. Sometimes we look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as a badge of honor. So I don't think that there's anything, honestly, I don't look at it. I can't think of right off the top of my head something that I'm bothered by when it comes to being a conservative or a Republican, because I just think it's an education process. In the same way that I used to critique and look at other people and say, man, I don't understand why they are Republican, is the light and the insight that I had to get. And ultimately, it was people that stood 10 toes down and didn't change just because they wanted somebody to feel good about them, which gave me some incentive to do my own research. And then that's what led me to being a Republican myself.
You said black culture has become, quote, I'm reading from something that you said here, too victim oriented. But the wealth gap is real. The median white household has several times the wealth of the median black household, which I know.
It's not that black culture has become too victim oriented. It's the fact that black people don't get due justice, whether it's black men or black women, whether it's in the criminal court system, or black men feel like the child care type bullshit system is fucking them over as well. And then you have situations where women feel like the system is fucking them over on every single level, whether it's pay gaps, whether it's the health system, the healthcare system fucking them over. I mean, if I sat here and talked about all the things that black people could be victims of, I mean, it would take all fucking night. All fucking night, bro. But I will say this, because I know my brother Drip is here. Black women have been suffering since Donald Trump became president. Misogyny is at an all-time high. Like, niggas really out here following people like Anton, fucking Stephen A, Andrew Tate, all the rest of these pieces of shit. And we live in a time where the manosphere is really influencing men outside of the internet, bro. We really allowed this fucking monster to get this big. We not doing no Dr. King, Malcolm X type shit. We trying to. I remember when that whole ass nigga Kevin Samuels died. I remember niggas was putting his picture next to Malcolm X and Dr. King's, bro. That's how fucked up we are today, bro.
You know. Where do you draw the line between personal responsibility and at least acknowledging structural barriers that may exist?
I don't believe that there are any structural barriers in 2026. And I think to say that it is disrespectful to the people that was actually civil rights leaders that fought for our ability to do the things that we're doing today. We don't even show up to the polls. And most of the time, especially if it's a local election or it's an election that's off cycle from the national election, we're less than 20% showing up at the polls, but it's people that died for us to vote, right? We literally can determine our own future today. There's nothing holding us back. Now, if you told me this 100 years ago, 50 years ago, I might have listened to you. I might have took that and said, you know what? There are some things that's preventing us from being what we are. But honestly, most of the things, I would say 98, 99% of the things that is wrong with us is self-inflicted wounds. And life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So
99% of what black people are going through is self-inflicted wounds. Do y'all agree with that in the chat? Do y'all agree with 99% of the things that black women, let's start there with black women, are facing in America, the things that hold them back, do you believe is self-inflicting? I really want to know. Brittany says 75%. Break it down for me, Brittany, in the chat. Break it down for me. Because I believe, Brittany, for example, when we look at black women and mortality rates, I don't believe that that's because of black women or their health or how they eat or none of that shit. I think it's because of how the healthcare system view black women and how they treat them as patients versus how they treat white women, Jewish women, et cetera, as patients. They get, you know what I'm saying? I can, like, we can just start, piece by piece, medical system, criminal system, welfare system, and even how black women get stigmatized as being the biggest welfare recipients when really that's white women. So, I mean, like, we can have a conversation. I'm completely open to it.
if you're telling me, like, for example, they'll use, schools and HBCUs or whatever. I went to community college and I made my way through corporate America and got to some of the highest levels in corporate America in banking, information technology, UX, UI. I went to community college, transferred over to, before I went to community college, I got a job at the University of Michigan. The University of Michigan then helped pay for my education to go to a major university after I transferred from that community college. Why don't we embrace that? Why don't we embrace
This nigga Anton worked at the help desk, and bro act like he was actually a part of the staff, bro. It's crazy. Niggas just be lying online, man. And now Stephen A, now that you brought this shit up, because I don't even like doxing niggas and going back to niggas' history, but I'm gonna have to pull that shit up, bro. We're going to pull that shit up. University of Michigan, Stephen A, do you know for a fact that University of Michigan paid for Anton education? You allowing this man to spew shit on your channel that you can't even fact check? The same shit Tasha K did. And then afterwards, she get a whole bunch of emails. Oh, that's not true. 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 Because y'all so caught up in trying to use this man visibility, both of y'all niggas, trying to use visibility to benefit both of y'all, that you didn't even go back and do research on this man. This man is a vivid fucking liar, bro. But anyway, let's go.
trades? Why don't we embrace, different cultural norms that's not toxic to us. So in 2026, if I'm expected to teach my daughter, who just turned 18, that there's something that's preventing her from being successful and she need a leg up or a handout in order to be that, it'll be a cold day in hell before I ever tell her that.
See, you and I disagree in this regard. I believe that when you talk about most of
OG says systemically, no. Unification, yes. Self-inflicted. I agree. And that's what I'm saying, OG. Systemically, Black people are victims. That's just a fact. Now, if you want to have a conversation on some unification shit, then yeah, sure. Yeah, that part is self-inflicted. Go ahead, Nate.
The problem that I am having, especially with the conservative or blagger, is they keep talking about a handout. When did let's take a quiz. We got our rights when? When did we actually get our rights? What year was that?
In the 60s.
When did we get our right to first? When did we get our right to vote?
Women got their rights to vote in the 70s.
Did we? Okay. When did we get access to welfare?
I want to say shortly afterwards.
Also the 70s. So I'm like, also the 70s. We haven't had our rights as long as white people have. So Black people were paying into a system that we couldn't benefit from, just like the immigrant does. They pay into a system that they don't benefit from. We did not have access to welfare. We did not get handouts. When they always talking about we should pick ourselves up from the bootstraps, Black people are the boots, the straps, and the leather that makes them. We've always picked ourselves out of bootstraps. We've always had to struggle. We just now have gained access to the very systems that were given to white people. It's only been, 50, 60 years? We've just now benefited from the system that we paid into. So stop talking about pick yourself up by the bootstraps. We don't need a handout. White people were literally given a freaking town to live in that was built by Black men that couldn't even live in the town that they built. So
That's
Black
true.
people as a whole always have picked ourselves up by the bootstraps. We the boots, we the leather, we the fucking straps. Hell, we the steel toe if we gotta be. We've always done things on our own. We've literally taught you, white people. So I need shut up, Blagger.
Yeah, for
Please.
me, these niggas
Y'all are a detriment. It's already bad enough that when we do see progression and we gain progression and we get the things that we need, that you are pretty much in proximity to us to benefit for those progressions that other people fought for and you voted against.
Yeah, for me, watching this interview. For me, watching this interview is underwhelming because these niggas are not providing any facts. They're just agreeing with each other and basically just putting on a show just to get paid. That's why I think about this.
Of our issues are self-inflicted. I'm just not going as high as the 98% that you threw out there. I think it's more like 70-30 personally. That's what I do. I think it's more like 70-30 in your favor. But I think it's more like 70-30. And here's why. Because I can use the word structural barriers, but then I can turn around when you debunk that and say, okay, no proverbial glass ceiling. I certainly believe that exists. There's definitely a proverbial glass ceiling. Because when you walk into, you walk in, like, for example, let me use me for example, because you'll appreciate this. So everybody talks about me and they talk about my contract and, I signed this contract with ESPN. All
Beautiful. And congratulations on that.
I appreciate that. And I saw your comments. Thank you for that. But let me say this to you. Bro, it was after I worked in the business for 20 plus years. And if it was after I watched a multitude of people get their paper. So I have this saying, and I'll give you the floor to answer this. I've had this saying. When the white folks catch a cold, Black folks catch pneumonia. It's always worse for us. And the system is designed in such a way where it doesn't mean that you won't get yours. It doesn't mean that you can't get yours as a Black person. But usually, there's a figurative line, and it's gonna be somebody right ahead of you that's gonna get it. That's what
Who's
I mean.
ahead of you right
Proverbial
now?
glass
Who's
ceiling.
ahead of you, Stephen A? Nobody. You ain't even.
That's after, but that's after 20 plus years though.
But that means you worked your ass off.
Yes,
And he the only nigga in his situation. Shannon Sharp not in that situation. I can't think of another black reporter that's in the same situation.
But it's the mere fact that we have to work twice as hard in order to gain the contracts that we know we deserve. We have to get more. In order for us to be socially accepted, we have to have more degrees, talk like you, dress like you, act like you in order to be accepted. Why I can't just be black and be accepted? Why, like I said, why did your very president make a statement of you FBAs don't deserve reparations? After we sat here in blood, sweat, and toiled in this country. We built this country. The very White House that white turd sits in was designed by a black man. And it's only a half black man that occupied it. We were servants in the building that we actually built. So I'm not understanding why we always have to work twice as hard and y'all are giving everything. And then every time we build a society and ostracize ourselves or remove ourselves from the very system that oppresses us, you come and destroy it because you don't want to see the secession of black people.
Do you think, Nay, that there's conspiracy?
We know y'all afraid of
black
us.
people. Do you think it's conspiracy to see black people always as the working class? Because that's what I think. I think they just don't want niggas to grow to a level where white people become the working class.
Why I'm like, but poor white people are the working class. The rich don't care about poor white people.
But you know what I mean? Like they don't want to. Like they don't want to get to the point where niggas are controlling corporate America. Did you hear me?
Why? I'm like, we know that white people are afraid of us. We know that. That's why they tried their hardest to go for these positions. Take these positions. Take America back. Take the very country that you built. Please. They know by 2050 they are going to be minuscule. Nada. We keep mixing in each other. Take the system. What are you talking about? Why are you afraid to take the system?
Brittany says, good point, Nay. LOL. It's embarrassing to see a people have a whole country, then suffer after you feel you're slaves, but then tell the slaves to work harder, child. To that point, since we are the boots, then we don't need help. Because we are the boots. Once you realize you are the boots, I'm high. Maybe I don't that one lost me, Brittany. The next one says, why don't you want to be accepted? I don't need to be accepted because I'm better. I'm the boots. I think she mean like boots on the ground. We are the hard workers.
We're the boots.
We make shit work.
In the scrap.
Like that's how I think about what she's saying. Like in Detroit, they can't like the motherfucking them rich niggas that run Ford and GM. They can't do shit without Detroit workers. They can't do shit without us. That's what I think she meant.
They can't do shit without black people. If black people stop buying Louis Vuitton, Versace, all these white name brands, I said, if we stop buying all those things, do you know this nation would plummet? If we just stop supporting Walmart, Target, you see what happened to Target when black people stopped shopping at Target, right? Now, what if we did that to Walmart? GameStop. Hell, fuck, Kohl's, Belks, Versace, Gucci, any one of these white-owned name brands. What if we just completely stop buying them? Do you not understand that capitalism is based off the backs of black people? if we stop buying it, what you think gonna happen?
The economy will collapse.
Exactly. So like I said, yeah, we are the boots. So quit telling us to strap them up, because we are the boots. We always did it. You just keep fucking with us and you won't leave us alone. If you don't want to pay, if you don't want to pay us or reparate us, leave us the fuck alone.
Hey, let's keep going.
I read your book. I know everything that you went through. I know where you got started. I know what happened at Winston-Salem. I know how you got injured. I know where your inspiration came from, right? I know that you was over in Philadelphia really working your ass off in order to get to the spaces that you in. I know that you took accountability for your contract not going the way that it was supposed to go in 2009, right? Yep. I know that you talked to the head of ESPN and he told you that your time wasn't up yet, but you worked your ass off, right? You wrote articles. You did everything that you needed to do. I know that you leveled up and nothing that you did could be taken away from you because you earned everything that you have. You didn't run in the Victim Olympics, and I think that you're handicapping other people because you deserve that $100 million contract. Nothing in your book, not one thing that I read in your book, straight shooter, not one thing that I read in your book, even when it came to your childhood and your father and you describing everything that he did that ultimately led you to becoming the man that you, even when you talked about kids teasing you based off of dyslexia and everything, not one thing in your book did you ever make an excuse for and say, you know what, I'm a victim. You use that as leverage and motivation to push you further. Yeah. And you are the top dog in the field right now.
But I appreciate that.
How can you make that argument, Stephen A., when that's not even a reflection of what your life is?
Because what I'm saying to you is that just because I'm not encouraging anybody to embrace victim mentality, I apologize if I gave that impression, but I had to be that dog. I had to push through. I had to keep going. All I'm saying is I acknowledged in my own mind some of the barriers that I was going to have to maneuver my way through in order to ascend. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and I wasn't going to embrace the victim mentality, but it doesn't mean that I was walking around acting like it didn't exist. I just knew I had to overcome it because bitching and whining about it ain't going to get it done. I knew that. That's all I'm saying. That's entirely different than saying it doesn't exist.
When we say that, we give people permission to bitch and whine. And I'm
okay, then say that.
When we sit here and we look at the quote unquote wealth gap, if you really do your due diligence and you study, you'll realize that we demonize and we make the person a litmus. The person that
can't believe y'all got niggas getting rich, dragging black women, and now they allowed to tell niggas what they can or cannot do, bro. That shit blows my mind. How pathetic black people are. This nigga don't know shit. This nigga not a good businessman. This nigga never had a successful business. The only business he got is talking about black women. Right? Brittany would be more privy into, you know what I'm saying, if the bag chasers program would really help niggas get money, but I haven't met bag chasers that got money because of Anton. Brittany a hard worker before she met Anton. I know that for a fact. I know I talked to Jazz, who said she knew Anton for 3 years, and nigga, she only probably got paid $700 over those 3 years. I know I talked to Luck, and she said she didn't get paid a goddamn dime from that nigga. I remember talking to Lauren and Courtney. They wasn't under contracts. I remember talking to the KA show. They didn't make no money. So listen, if you are online talking about black women and you want to, monetize that, talk to Anton Daniels. He that nigga when it comes to that. But if you want to go into restaurant business, you want to go anything, this nigga hasn't proven himself successful at anything else. And I happened to go on Twitter when his channel got deleted. He was begging YouTube. He said, "This is my life's work." I got it to this day. He said, "This is my life's work." The nigga never, ever, ever did anything else outside of YouTube, bro. The points he's making right now, they call Anton smart because he'll make a whole bunch of surface level points and never dive into the complexities of all those issues. That's just the fact.
Okay, so it's okay for white men to play victim, but it's not okay for Black people who have been victims of chattel slavery and systemic racism. We can't play victims, but white men can literally sue within the EEO. They can literally sue for reparations. They're literally trying to give reparations to white men due to racism. So we can't sue the EEO, but white men can. They're literally telling white men to sue. So I'm mad confused. They're literally saying that white men were the victims of civil rights. But we can't have the victim mentality when everything has been done to us. What have white people really gone through? Is there a system against them? They're literally trying to paint Black people as racist now, when we're the ones that are oppressed. We don't have any systems to perpetuate and obligate and obfuscate Black people or disfranchise Black people from being who they are. I'm trying to figure that shit out. Why we can't be victims when we always have been victims. You don't have a victim mentality. What the fuck is that? When we are.
There's really no such thing.
Just because you making millions right now, that you work for the white man. You're like Stephen A. says, you work for the white man. The company that you work for is not owned by a Black man. How many Black men have CEO positions of companies? How many? Nobody, no Black man owns NBC, ABC, ESPN, none of these perpetual contracts. No. I'm not saying a victim as in a bad way. We are victims of a systemic and systematic system. I'm not saying this we're in a bad way.
Of course.
I'm actually high, so I'm trying to my word's starting to get. I'm like, you don't have to have a mentality to be victims of a system. You don't have to have the mentality, though. But white people have it because they're literally suing for it.
That's for damn sure a fact. Let's keep going. I'm gonna shut down in 5 minutes, y'all.
Saying.
Let's get it.
We're chasing white people. I will tell you that all you got to do is look at the census and look at the income inequalities, and I will tell you that white people are not ahead of us that much. They're about right here. The real people that's generating the most revenue and the highest household income on average are Indians and Asians. Mm-hmm. It's not white people. So why do we use white people as the scapegoat or as a measuring stick for what it is that we need to do and automatically qualifying them? Because I can tell you when I was in my software engineering classes, there were no Black people. All of them was going into business. All of them was doing marketing, and all of them was doing a bunch of stuff that they wasn't really trying to do because it was easy for them to stay in school and still qualify for their student aid. Mm-hmm. They're not picking STEM fields. We're not picking the right curriculums. We're not going into healthcare. We want to always take the shortcut as a culture, and that's why I say that the culture is trash. It's not Black people. It's the thing that we celebrate the most, and ultimately is the thing that holds us back. The culture is toxic, and we push it and we promote it, and as long as we continue to believe that it's systematic things that's holding us back, then we'll never get to the place that we're supposed to be at.
So essentially, I'm willing to concede, first of all, that everything that you just said is on point. What I'm saying to you is me acknowledging whether it's a proverbial glass ceiling from time to time or whatever, is not the same as, okay, you're encouraging folks to embrace a victim mentality. I might sit up there and tell you the obstacle, but at the end of the day, you still got to overcome it. Won't have no damn excuses. Like you said, I got 2 daughters. Look, I don't want to hear excuses. You're just you educated, you smart, figure it out. I'm gonna help you as best as I possibly can. But we ain't adopting and embracing this mentality that there's no way we're going to succeed because there's barriers in our way that are unfair. Get the hell over it and let's figure out how to do it.
I think we push it. Even in 2026, we push it.
Really?
And that's what absolutely we push it. We push it with diversity, equity, and inclusion. We don't feel like we can get a job unless somebody gives us a leg up.
But diversity, equity, and inclusion, Black folks weren't even the primary beneficiaries of it. It was white women.
But you can't sell that to them. You can't tell them that because they still believe that that is something that they...
Final thoughts, name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a part 2 on this shit.
Oh my God. I don't know why. I don't understand why Stephen A. Smith talking to an idiot. I'm like, that's like a waste of time and energy. They continue to platform Anton because they think he's the smartest man in the manosphere. At this point, it's just draining. You know, we got another 2.5 years that we have to deal with Blagger. So hey, all I gotta say is when push comes to shove, you better keep your ass over there. You better keep your ass over there. Do not, and I mean, P.S. Public service announcement. Do not bring your ass back over here to us nigga folk. Because we don't like you. You voted against us. You voted against progression. Nobody got time for you.
Brittany said she was waiting for the other video. My bad, Brittany. I'm gonna go into the live streams tonight, but I'm actually about to go and go into Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And then come back home. So I'll holler at y'all on the next one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do the Anton brother one. It's definitely gonna be lit. Brittany says Anton is all the manosphere talking points coming to life, and it's funny to hear men mad at the manifestation, bro. I gotta give him his credit, Brittany. I really give that nigga his credit, bro. That nigga really been hustling. And you know, if niggas don't like it, that's one thing, but that nigga been hustling. Do I think he is the spokesperson for this? No, but like I said, it don't really matter what I think. It really matters. Hey, if you come to Chicago tonight, let me know. I'll be out tonight. Should just tap in. But yeah, bro, it's just like I don't think that Stephen A should have had a conversation with him. I think it should have been more of a conversation with somebody like Jasmine Crockett. And I don't like the fact that they was talking about her while she wasn't present, because if they popped up here, I wouldn't mind them coming, you know what I'm saying, like on a panel. But it seemed like they don't want to have a conversation with her. I think they are intimidated. I think Stephen A. Smith and I think Anton intimidated by Jasmine Crockett or people like Jasmine Crockett. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm out of here. My nigga Wish Doctor is live. Go tap in with him on Not for Humans. That being said, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.